Okay.
They do like Kukuragi.
That's my favorite Stick song.
I got too much time on my hands.
I actually don't know that one at all.
I've got too much. And take it away. Take it away.
It's a great song. Dennis DeYoung is awesome. Love that guy.
Ooh, I gotta get all the pops from the freezer. You can introduce the podcast.
Oh yeah,
We're not
go
gonna
get
blow
some
up.
pops.
Pops.
I was gonna ask if we had any pop. Like
Yeah, we have
just
pop.
then.
Soda.
Soda.
Yeah.
Pop.
Soda.
Couple of sody pops, son. Those are nice.
Does anybody know what number this is? Because I actually don't.
67.
7?
7 or 8.
Probably
I think.
66.
I think it's 66.
Oh, no, maybe it's 7.
No, I think it's 67. 66 just went up a couple days ago.
Oh, did it? Okay.
I think so.
We're
there wasn't any
approximately
a couple days
66.
ago.
Unless I'm wrong, and then it's not that number.
I don't know.
It's the mystery cast.
Yo, what are we
don't know.
What are we doing for episode 69?
Well, it's stupid that that's even a reason to do anything, but
we're
I was
not.
We're
thinking...
gonna do the whole podcast upside down. Makes no
That's-
sense.
Wait, like
just-
on top of one
I'll
another
just
or
flip
no?
the footage in
Or we
post.
should just not acknowledge
Yeah,
it.
that would actually be pretty funny.
What are the
I
cameras
should
doing?
have
Well,
spoiled
one's
it.
upside down, one's upside down, so we're just 69ing each other the whole
We
time.
should just not acknowledge it at all.
Well, I was thinking at most it's just like, I'll look up sex facts and then do trivia or something.
Okay,
Except
so-
like obscure things like...
These might all be frozen solid.
Put them in the fire.
Just shake it and find out first.
Okay, you open. Open it up. Is it frozen solid or is it nice?
It's a little bit
It's
slushy.
slushy.
The
Yeah,
ones on the
slushy
very
soda's
bottom
okay.
won't be. The chews up on the bottom.
And it's
because they went to
reacting.
the fridge previously.
Why don't we just put them like around?
Yeah,
Yeah, put some pops just on the edge.
just like on the top.
Oh yeah, do you guys want to do another episode of Who Knows What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was I don't know how we want to do it, because before we were doing it, we're just like everyone looks up questions on the fly.
Oh,
Yeah.
bitch, you guessed it.
Yeah, that would
No,
be
no,
good.
who knows
do we
what?
do Who Knows
Was
Who knows what
a good
was the
one.
majority thing about?
Yeah, and then
Right.
about
Oh,
us.
we
right.
made
We
up
could
all
do
the
just
questions
okay,
beforehand.
Which was not a good
Wh- wh-
name
which
at
one do you
all.
want
I
to
was
do?
gonna say like that
No,
was a
'cause
really
who knows-
bad
who knows
name.
What is a better name?
Who knows what was not that though? Because Who Knows What wouldn't
It's
have
pretty
been
much
the
frozen
majority
solid.
thing. That
No,
doesn't make
it
sense.
was.
Yeah.
It was that.
Because we came up
We
with
were
a
like-
name literally seconds
Did you
before.
put 'em
and
up
Luke's
there?
like, who knows what?
Yeah. No, we should do bitch you guessed it, but call it.
Okay, so you want to do bitch? You guessed it. And I was gonna say, do you want it to do where I just go home and get like a bunch of random stuff?
Yeah, like you did with the Gatorade. And
Or
the
do you want
axe.
to just everyone go and make like a list of their own?
No, we should
questions?
all
Yeah,
get
that needs
stuff,
work.
but like random
Yeah.
stuff like the Gatorade and the axe shit.
I had an idea for one like that, and I can do it in about 2 minutes right now. If you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we
Wait,
don't have
like-
to do it right now.
Yeah, I
but
was gonna say
what's
like.
the
Or do
idea?
you want to do it for different?
No, we can do it now. It's fine. I don't have anything else to do. I'm just
Okay,
trying
my
to kill
idea
an hour.
was it's the name of.
Actually,
Actually, you did name of what Star
think
Wars
that one might
character
be
or
going
something you
for
made
the
up.
Star Wars character or thing I made
I
up.
was thinking name of a trap rapper or something
Oh,
you made up.
oh god, that would be amazing.
That's a good
I'm
one.
so down for that.
So like OJ the Juice Man or Poo Poo the Poo Man. Which one's made up?
I'm gonna say
OJ the Juice Man is not
I
made
gotta say
up. I know
both.
that for sure.
Yeah. No, OJ the Juice Man.
No.
I don't remember that.
Yo, do you want to
OJ
have me a
Juice
soda,
Man.
Luke?
what do you want?
Choose up.
There's not a ton of selection. but-
Grape's cool too if there's one there.
Grape is higher up than choose up.
These aren't actually
Already
frozen.
digging around.
That's why I
for
said you didn't have to
Choose
dig
I'll
all
take
the way.
anything in
Yeah, I'll take a one.
You'll take a one.
Oh, you got a can to dry. Lucky
You want a can to
man.
I'm not taking Pepsi. So.
Okay.
You know what, you
I
don't
would
have to
rather
do
have Canada
Pep-
Dry than
Peps?
Pepsi.
Okay.
It's not actually frozen.
Yeah, they're not frozen.
Only that one was
They're just
frozen.
cold.
And I got the only frozen one because it was the one that fell out of the box, so it was on its own.
Frozen
Hi,
pop
welcome.
matches the
Welcome.
temperature of my heart.
We're outside. currently.
We are outside.
Dude, the fuck.
Are we
Yeah,
doing
I
like a
was-
reaction,
good
like
one
when you
at the
clap, we're just like,
bongo
whoa, we're here,
intro.
like
Bring back
teleporting.
the past.
Bullshit going on.
What, yeah,
What
Alex
is the
suggested
blonde
we
one?
make an intro a long
Yeah.
time
Yeah, a
ago.
long time ago,
So I
and you
did,
made
and
one.
It involves the welcome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you should show it.
I'll send it to you one time. I made it like literally months and months ago.
I was gonna say I mentioned it, and then the next week you were like, "Oh yeah, I made it."
Yeah.
And then just nothing.
And then I
ever
just
came of
forgot
it.
to ever send
Yeah.
it, so I'll send it over Facebook.
Cause yeah, we need fucking like production value, dude.
Yeah,
What was that? A
we did
hundo?
Do you remember when we blew up that pop bottle full of cologne in your fire
Yep.
after high school? And everyone freaked the fuck out because it exploded really big.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, we did like a 2-liter bottle. And we put like a bunch of cologne in it, sealed it, and threw it in the fire, and like ran away.
That
And it,
sounds...
like almost destroyed your fire pit.
What? It
Yeah.
wouldn't have almost destroyed my fire.
It was
pit, but I'm
huge.
sure it was a
I don't
large
think.
flame.
Yeah, it definitely did go like, but
Yeah.
It was a big one. I
it
remember that.
was very large.
That was fun times.
So I made a small list of things that happened this week. Oh, and so the first one on the list that's related because we're outside and outside is spooky to me. This one's scary themed.
You're literally afraid of outside. You are such a
The
nerd.
outdoors.
So I watched Unfriended because it finally came out.
Whoa!
On, like, DVD and stuff?
We all want to watch it together.
I don't think it's worth watching. All the best parts are in the trailer.
Let's
Yeah,
download
like
when
the
we get to Alex's
blender.
house.
Yeah,
stuff.
like you're basically the parts of the movie where it's just the parts where I recognize that from the trailer. They used all the best shots from the trailer. It's just not that exciting. Thank God, it's just really short, which is also very
It was
helpful.
only like 90 minutes kind of thing?
Was it the
okay,
main
well, here
girl?
I wrote a synopsis for it.
Okay.
That what I would assume has to be on the back of the
Is
DVD.
it like a
Spoilers.
Rinkworks style synopsis, where it's like just movies really, really short in like a paragraph?
This is pretty much
Alex,
the paragraph
can
of
you
it.
just like pass me a good piece of wood? One that's not covered in cement, also, because some of them are.
One that won't pop too much.
Why?
So no cement, please.
So like a thick one. Oh wow, it totally is covered in cement.
Why?
Kidding. Do you want a
'Cause we
big
do
one
th-
or?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just throw it
Okay,
in there.
only one though,
Lay it
and it
down
might get
flat.
poppy.
No, if you lay it down flat, I'll be fine.
Yeah, the thicker the board, the less poppy it is.
Okay.
But yeah, spoilers for
beginning-
Unfriended. So
Spoilers
if you
and
don't want to be
Unfriended
spoiled,
spoilers.
click away.
Anyways, this is the plot. The ghost of a girl who pooped herself is out for revenge as she kills her so-called friends who laughed at her poopy butt and takes pictures of their brutally murdered bodies in order to turn them into internet meme pictures.
That's
Wait, for fucking real?
That's Unfriended.
Who wrote that?
That's me. I wrote that. That
Oh.
was the plot.
Well, except the plot was she got,
No, I hope,
there's a
I
real
hope,
on camera
I hope
having
that,
sex with
I hope
someone.
that cop car get picked up on the mic. I don't know if it did.
Did it go?
So
No,
did
it
she,
went like,
was she actually a ghost, or did she like?
Yeah, it's the ghost of a girl who pooped
Oh,
herself.
she didn't
Well, yeah,
fake her death, or
That's
she was
all
actually a
did. All
ghost.
she did was poop herself at a party,
Well, then how
and
did she
then
die?
she won. How did she?
I
She
thought she
killed
was,
herself.
Oh,
She
okay.
kills herself at the beginning on a live leak video, holding a gun like this.
Oh right, and because the camera's
Yeah,
like
right. I
hella
remember
far
the trailer.
away.
We were like, "There's no way you could possibly shoot yourself
Yeah.
like that."
Yep.
Yeah.
Why not?
What?
Yeah, I
You
want to
just
know why.
miss
Like,
with
I'm
the
with
kickback
Robin
would
on
make
this
you
one.
go, whoop.
I just
You
see
can't
why
hold a
not.
gun.
I
It
mean,
says
I think you
it's
could.
clearly
There's
inferior.
There's absolutely no point. Put your thumbs on the trigger.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's
stare
just
at
like
the
normal
barrel.
people go like this.
Like you could even just like flip it over and hold it to your face like that.
Sorry, I haven't thought out all these things.
I want to see. I want to see how good like my marksman career would have been if I was like.
Well, you're gonna get like one shot, maybe two.
Very short career.
Yeah, the movie's 100%
hey, you have 100% accuracy.
capture of a TV, like a computer screen on like a
A
MacBook.
Skype call.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah,
It's found footage, yo.
Not even. Some parts don't really make any sense. It's kind of funny, I guess. I'm trying to think if there were any parts that are actually.
So wait,
funny.
is it satirical or it's supposed to be
It
funny or
wants
no?
to be satirical, but it doesn't try that hard. The most it does is like the ghost will put on like some relevant song, like a blues song or something that's like, "Oh, watched all my friends die," while they're all like dying in the background or something. And then the person's like, "I can't control my iTunes." Ah!
So you guys get like brutally murdered. It's just like, no, this song's playing that I don't want to play right now.
It's like it's got the standard cast of characters too. It's like you got the nerd, the douchebag jock, some ditzy girl, some less
Other
the
ditzy
smart girl you want to have live or whatever, and then
The ghost of the dead
the
girl.
good guy, and
Speaking of horror movie where people die, I want to play Until Dawn.
Yeah, I know. I
that's
I
a horror.
watched
I
the
couldn't tell that was a
beginning
horror game. People recommended Until
Oh,
Dawn.
yeah.
I was like, what is this?
a horror
Some sort
game.
of story-based game?
It's
I
you
think
have
we should-
you show up.
Is
at
it a
at
Telltale or no?
haunted
No.
or not haunted?
Similar
Okay,
concept.
so
Yeah,
I'll
like
I'll
Heavy
start at
Rain.
the beginning. You and a bunch of your friends. Actually, not even you. Just a bunch of friends, and you control all of them. Are at a cabin in the woods on a mountain, and it's snowy. And then somebody dies, and a year passes, and then you all show up back there for one night, and you have to survive until dawn because somebody's killing you, or are they?
Cool.
know.
That sounds actually not too
Yeah,
bad.
it
I'm
looks
not a
really
big
cool.
fan of
The
snow.
only
Are there any
vote for
mods that
story
change the
works.
weather?
You don't like snow.
No, I think that kind of ruins
I
it.
agree. I don't like snow either.
Like,
It's
can
generally
we-
an inconvenience.
Can we mod it to make it like summer in the cabin? Like,
God damn it! It's on PS4 only.
Wait,
No, you can't because one of the things, the puzzles that you have to solve, because it's like kind of a puzzly solvey kind of game,
You can replace
is
with sand.
a lock is frozen and you have to melt it.
It's
How do
sanded
you melt
shut.
that lock? How do you
I
melt
hold
it?
it like this.
Nope. You go inside and you get a lighter and some deodorant and you fire fucking flamethrower the door open. That's not how it works, but that's how it works in the
If
game.
there's a padlock, you literally could just hold it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be chilly. Not cool.
that's why I don't like snow. It's cold.
But yeah, it does look pretty neat because you gotta go and like a bunch of the pivotal decisions in the game, like at the beginning, it stresses like the butterfly effect like 14 different times at you, and so you can see there's like a million different branching paths and stuff. And so you get to, like, influence things by making decisions to, like, be a bitch to Sally or be nice to Sally and
If
stuff
see if
like
that actually works, then that's cool.
It is really neat.
I always
but-
like the idea of having games that have like the branching storylines like in Telltale games, but it doesn't happen in Telltale games.
Because
Well, no.
Yeah.
Telltale games branch
But
a
then
bunch
they-
of different ways
But
to
then they
all
come back.
converge.
They
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah.
It's like
Which
It's
makes
about the
sense,
journey,
like,
Luke.
I had a very intense talk about that on Skype last night. We're playing Left 4 Dead about why Telltale games, like, people were arguing whether they're good or not. I think they're good.
I don't
I
like
mean,
them.
obviously, it'd be cool if you could branch out more, but like, that's really hard to make.
I did say it as a joke. It's about the journey, but that literally is what it is. It's about
Telltale
getting the
games are
story.
just-
It doesn't matter that you don't get
Yeah.
infinite different endings. that
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
Text-based adventures with graphics. That's all they are. I don't like them.
I think they're really fun because
Yeah,
they
well,
convey emotion
yes.
really well. At least
Yeah.
the first one did. The
Look
second one was
around,
kind of
find stuff.
whatever.
I don't know. When Sarah died, I was pretty emotional.
Sarah is the worst character.
No.
She fucking sucks.
Good,
She
man.
was so-
Oh, I don't even have Nick here to back me up on this. Sarah fucking
Yo,
sucks.
I helped kill her. I was there.
She's
You
awful.
guys were gonna die.
So bad.
Nick would say "fuck Sarah" right now.
Was she hot at least?
No, she's
like
a little,
12.
She was
Nah,
like
like
a
a
girl with
It
It does.
mental
It
disability.
100%
She was
matters.
nice.
She was awful.
So?
She literally did everything wrong every time. Except the way she died, I did feel pretty bad that we literally could have saved her.
And
You
she's
could
just like,
save her and you gotta rip
But
her apart.
the issue, okay, so we're in a trailer and it's getting attacked by. Are we gonna spoil this too?
Yeah, but
Spoilers
fuck
for
it.
Walking Dead
Well,
season
Sarah,
2.
no one cares.
Yeah. So we're in a Sarah's run off or got separated or something, and she winds up in a trailer, and we go and find her, and the decision is either leave her behind or try to convince her to come with you, and it's convince Sarah or leave Sarah. Those are the two choices you get to make. And
It's not
I
like
thought
you even had to risk yourself.
And
You were
I-
just
no, no,
like,
no,
hey,
no.
Sarah, come on.
I thought
But
that
she
when
should
when
have
you
just
try,
done that of her own
when you try to
fruition.
convince somebody, I thought that for sure your other teammates who are with you, who are way cooler by the way,
Yeah,
I thought
well, I
for
don't remember
sure
what her name was, but
Jane.
you had a
Jane-
boner for her.
Jane was dope.
I had a-
I
I
was
had at
worried
least
that they
one
were going
ball.
to die instead of Sarah if we tried to convince her and she would like sacrifice herself or whatever. So
Totally.
I was just like, all right, let's just leave this bitch. She's fucking done. And then she's getting eaten by zombies and she's dead. And I took too long with the prompt, so she
So
got
you just
bitten
watched
to death. No, she got bitten to death, and I was like, she's dead already. And I was like, close your eyes. Like after she was fucking dead. But then after we beat it, we go and look and see what happens. And when you hit convince her, you just slap her in the face, and then she comes with you and she lives. And so it's like, oops.
But then what else
I
does
fucked
she
up
influence?
a little
'Cause Then
bit.
she has to die.
Oh, no,
All she
she
does is
eventually
just
dies
die when a
anyway.
roof collapses.
No, I thought it was the gunfight.
Well,
No, the deck collapses.
It's the
deck
oh yeah,
collapse.
deck collapses and she falls down and dies.
But anyway, it's much less brutal death at least.
Which is good. Sarah
Plus, we
deserved it.
saved her for a little while.
Oh, fuck Sarah.
What deck?
There's like a deck at the end. You didn't play with us, did you?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
had,
no, I
you're,
played all of season 2.
You fell asleep.
Oh.
for this one, didn't you?
I did fall asleep for some.
oh, you're at the museum, and you're upstairs.
It's a
Right after you-
half-assed
right a-
museum,
right after
and
you-
There's like two things to look
Right
at.
after you rob
It's not a
Arnie,
That same place where you robbed the guy.
yeah, you take his medicine.
I was sleeping at that part
Yeah.
because I know.
What was his name? Arnie?
Yeah, it was Arnie. Wasn't
I
it?
think it's Arnie.
Oh,
I
like
think
the-
I'm
the
thinking
Russian
of
guy?
Arnie
No,
Palmer.
it started with A. I think it was
Arno.
Arnie.
No,
Arno.
that wasn't
Arno sounds
Arlo.
like
RV?
Arvo? Arvo.
Arvo.
I think it's
Arvo.
I think all of them sound
Like
right.
Arvo
though,
Arvo.
so
Yeah.
They
I
all
think
sound
that's
equally ridiculous at this
it.
point.
He's Russian, if that helps.
Yeah,
Is
That sounds
Arvo
like
Russian?
Arvo.
that sounds like a really
Oh,
fun
yeah,
like
Arvo.
little thing to put into a movie where you always say the guy's name differently every scene.
What is this music, by the way?
That's the
It's
Sikh
from-
festival they have near the rec
Yeah.
room.
Oh, cool.
Wait, actually, that's coming way from over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
that was
loud.
like the, your
Fucking
neighbors
travel.
listening to Sikh music.
No.
Yeah, that's like basically what it's like at whenever K-Days is on.
Yeah, because you live so
There's
close.
just lots of Sikhs.
There's yeah, so many Sikhs at K-Days.
A K, capital K, Sikh.
Wow.
So bad.
Yes, we
There is
know.
one K in Sikh. but-
K capital K Sikh.
That's the name of the new festival.
K
Period. Capital K C Festival.
Days. Don't forget days.
So,
yeah,
I
what
just
were the
have
other
on my
stories?
list of things.
Some more.
This is probably the next most interesting one.
In 2 pieces.
I always sleep.
What was
with
the
my-
first
my-
one?
The first one.
Oh,
I wasn't a
Unfriended, it was
story. It was just me
Unfriended.
telling Unfriended. We're getting more pieces.
Well, look how low it's
I mean,
gone.
it's getting
Yeah.
pretty low, but at least it's not popping.
Yeah, but now we need to actually have
Oh,
fire.
yeah.
We're gonna get
It's
fucked.
pop-
Yeah, neither is this podcast.
Just
so
don't lay it like
like,
flat on top. That's a good one. Just 'cause if it's flat, then they won't like burn right.
Well, no,
What?
I did that on purpose. It's fine.
Oh.
We end up
Dude, you do it, Dennis.
No,
You're
I
so
don't know
good
how
at
to fireman. I'm not a fireman. You're the sexy fireman.
That's
Nope.
We're gonna make a calendar. We gotta
Hi,
make a
fan art.
calendar.
This is fan art now.
With him
Alex
every
too is
month.
a sexy fireman.
No,
Yay! Well,
Whatever.
I don't respect firemen. They could have been cops.
Fuck the firemen.
They don't have guns.
But then
They don't have guns. They
you
don't.
wanna
They
do
can't
it,
kill
but you
anyone.
automatically get cancer, pretty much.
They can kill someone. They can
Firemen?
not
Yeah.
why we
put out the fire.
Fires are pretty dangerous, dude.
Well, but I mean, it's like very infrequently there's even fires. I'm sure there's been fires.
Oh my god!
You're like the
They
most
happen on a
dangerous
daily
person.
basis.
You really are.
Okay, how many fires?
Firemen only go to fires once every few months.
It's not like being a lifeguard.
Yeah. Where we
No,
go to
but, like,
fires every day.
There's been no like major. Well, okay. There's just not a lot of fires.
There are a lot of
It's good now,
fires.
for
And
now,
I'm just gonna
yes.
put this over here.
Firemen, like, I'm sure there's been a fireman who has like gone an entire year without having to put out a fire.
Well, depending on where they are, if they're in a
They do
rural-
other things.
they-
They
yeah,
don't
like-
put out
Exactly, but that's the
fires.
thing. It's like half the time you're just rescuing cats from trees.
No, it's not a thing.
Oh my god!
What are you?
That's like saying racism doesn't exist because you've never seen racism.
Yeah.
No, that's like
You also said like the most racist thing earlier.
Luke, do you want to cook me one too?
What was he said that was super
Okay,
racist?
so
Oh yeah, arms to the teeth.
No,
He said
yes,
it badly and wrong.
Okay,
No,
Matt was
no,
saying
okay,
he's gonna
so-
throw a party.
Yeah, so
and
Matt,
then I was like, "Are you gonna
fucking-
let the
no,
black
you do
guys
not
in
get
if
to
they
say
talk?"
this.
Yeah,
'cause
you don't
you're
get
the
to defend
racist one.
yourself.
Okay, so Matt was like, you know how Matt was like, yo, we're gonna have a party. He's like, no, I'm gonna do it next
50
weekend.
strangers show up.
I'm
And I
doing
was
it
like,
next
okay,
weekend
cool.
instead.
Are all those black guys gonna show up? Because that'll be hella fun. And he's like, not if they're armed to the teeth. And I was like,
Except
no!
he didn't say armed to the teeth. He said arms to the teeth.
And I'm like,
they're armed
that is
So I was like,
I was like,
If black
most
guys are
racist
eating their own bodies, this won't be fun.
They're not getting into the. They're not getting into the club. They're eating themselves.
It was so racist, just for no
That's like my
reason.
dad when he thought that alms for the poor was arms for the poor. He assumed when everyone said it, they were saying it in a British accent.
Alms for the poor,
Alms for the
yeah,
poor.
yeah.
So he was like, he said arms for the poor, and I was like, are we giving them weapons? Are they lepers?
I actually don't know what that means.
Alms?
Yeah, is it
And,
like
donations,
Oh,
Yeah.
pittance, whatever.
How's it spelled?
ALMS.
alms.
ALS with an extra M.
So, anyways, I usually sleep with my bedroom window open because then you get all the fresh air and gets the stank out from my stinky body.
So he doesn't
Wow, this is great.
Yeah, you are pretty.
This is the Alex on Blast cast right now. I love this.
He is
I'm
disgusting.
blasting myself. And anyways, usually around like 7 in the morning or something, I hear little birds tweeting outside. And
Dude, they start chirping at like fucking 5 though.
yeah,
Well,
it's like they're like
out. They're
I don't know what
fuck
time it was.
birds,
I wasn't
man.
looking, but it was like that early
It's,
morning where sometimes I'll hear the birds chirp, I'll wake up and then be like "Meh," and go back to sleep for like 2 more hours or something. And so this morning, or no, it wasn't this morning. It was like a day or two ago. A bird just like started going tweet, 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 and I was
they
just
do.
listening outside, and it was like. Tweet,
Were you outside?
and Polly killed it. It was like flapping as it was dragged on the cement, and I heard it just like. And I haven't looked in the backyard. He must have put it somewhere.
You didn't even go find it. So
Well,
you
I mean,
oh my
there's
God.
dead birds in the yard all
Dude,
the time.
Polly's
from him,
scary.
so-
Like,
He
are you
doesn't put it
gonna?
on your doorstep or
Paulie's
only ever,
Paulie's like raising a psychopath child.
Polly's only ever brought in one thing home once, and it was a live
What?
baby mouse. And it
Rotten.
was really
One
annoying
thing.
because
Rotten. Rotten. Really?
Yeah, he
That's
brought home like
rotten.
sausages.
It's the-
Was he arms to the
Really
teeth, Alex? No, like Polly's like the most badass cat though, because like he became like king of the local cats. He would go out all day and he would like beat the living shit out of other cats.
You're a
Cats.
terrible pet owner.
And he would come back.
That's a tyrant.
He's a tyrant.
You
Bad.
think he gets that from me? Wimpy old, skimpy.
No, it's because you don't fucking take care of him.
Well, because I didn't take care of him. He's rebelling against me.
No,
He's
it's because
like,
you just leave him outside all
what am I gonna do? Put him fucking
You
put him.
basically created a junkyard cat.
Paulie's a dumbass, by the way.
Yeah, he's just stupid.
Me and
cat.
Robin
Every
were
time we
leaving
drive
last
there, he's
time.
always on the street.
He's always lying in the street, and the other day, me and
Yeah,
Robin
he just
left,
lays in the street.
and I was going to my car, and Paulie just went and sat underneath of my back tire. It was like, okay,
Dude, your cat is
You will
such
die.
a
Paulie
badass
sat-
cat. He
Paul-
has no fear of death. He
I-
has no conception of his own mortality.
I roll up to your driveway and Polly was on the left side of the driveway and I was going to park on the right because I didn't want to like run over your cat. Clearly, he walks in front of my van, and then just stays there. And I can't see him because the front of my van's pretty like long, and I can't see it, so I'm just edging forward slightly, seeing if he'll run away.
Honks don't really scare him.
I didn't honk. No, I didn't honk at all. So then I just got out of I got out of it, and I was like, shoo, and he wouldn't move. So I picked him up, opened the door, and put him inside, and then got back in my van and parked.
Good on him.
He's a fucking dumb cat, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just because, like, what happens with a kid with zero parenting? He ends up like,
They turn out like Alex.
Yeah.
Well,
They think it's arms to the
Vicious
teeth.
circle.
at least I don't have like 20 billion cats, and I don't have enough time to pay attention to them all.
You don't have enough time to pay attention to one.
Yeah.
Well, but at least
You
I'm
do have time to pay.
You
You're
have
just
time
negligent.
Not to.
You actively
No, he's
neglect
always-
your
He's
cat.
always like, meow, and I'm like,
What cats do?
No, like he goes.
No
No,
way.
no.
They don't.
If you've ever heard Alex interact with his cat, it's meh. Shut the fuck up. Like
Yeah,
he's
very
he's
rude.
such a
no,
dick.
but he thinks I'm saying, I love you.
No,
No, he
don't.
No, he
I
doesn't.
think he does.
I mean, he would be taking out his anger on neighborhood cats for
And
innocent.
birds, murdering
Yeah.
birds.
Yo, you're picking on me because my cat likes to kill birds?
No, we're picking on you because you neglect your cat and you're a bad person.
I mean, my cat kills birds, but at least she's happy.
Yeah, like if you go to your friend's house and they have a kid and the kid's stupid, are you gonna blame them? Are you gonna blame the kid? No, you're gonna blame the parents.
Well, I mean, if the kid is genuinely stupid, that's the kid's fault. But
I don't know. If
No, I don't think
as a parent, you have a certain responsibilities to try to make your kid less stupid.
Yeah.
My mom failed with my sister. I'll say that.
Wow.
She's an idiot.
She did a bang up job with you.
She didn't teach
Yeah,
me
she
respect.
made you really nice.
I
and
straight up said the
respectful.
meanest thing I've ever said to anyone in my entire life yesterday at work. We were
Yeah,
it was
see, this fire's going hard in the
Yeah.
paint
It was
right now.
really hot in the kitchen, and everyone was fucking tired and grumpy. It was like 50 degrees in the kitchen, and this one dude fucked up this fish order. So I was like, Kyle, I need you to remake this and don't fuck it up this time. I was like, sorry, man, what's next? I was like, yeah, your mom made next when she had you.
Wow.
He was like, yo, and I was like, what? He's like, come on. And the other guys were like, that was unnecessary. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Just get back to work.
Yeah, you're a grump.
I was not
Yeah,
impressed.
You are very much drunk.
Absolutely.
I was not impressed. And then I apologized. I was like, yeah, that was too much. Sorry.
That seems like a weird thing to say when you're legitimately upset, though. Like, that's a little
That seems
too
like
That's a
clever.
jokey thing. Like, that's a joke.
Yeah.
It's too clever to be actually angry.
Well,
and
because
say that.
normally, like, I just think those things, and I don't say them because they're not cool.
That's so Winston Churchill of you. To be like thinking these things right off the cuff. Just, oh, Missy. If I,
We all
if I was
bully
your
Kyle
wife,
anyway.
I'd commit suicide,
Yeah,
or whatever his dumb line
I
was.
bet I can get you to say more than 3 words or something.
No, it's
and
like,
you
if
lose.
you were my husband, I'd put poison in your coffee. If you were my wife, I'd
I'd
drink it. Yeah.
Lame. You didn't even say that either. It's totally apocryphal.
Although to be fair, his
Churchill
like
blast.
Churchill, like his writing is pretty ridiculous though. Like he's actually like a very eloquent writer.
I believe that, yeah. So I've taken after you and I've started writing down dumb things that happen to me daily. Not really daily.
They're so old, they barely.
Oh, God, and I'm bad at telling stories.
Oh, okay, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that strategy. It comes up with pointless little anecdotes through
Yeah.
the day.
Do you have any? on the
Yeah,
list?
I've got 1 or 2. Hold on, let me pull up my list just like you.
Yay!
Do you have any
So-
more on your list?
I have 2 more.
Ugh.
So
But they're less good.
I love your anecdotes. They're so fun. They get us through the day.
I did something cool at the pool.
Oh,
your
a
pool
cool
story.
pool story.
Bringing it back.
So there was this giant dragonfly. Like, dragonfly's already pretty big, but this is above average one. So there's a very big dragonfly.
Did you take it
that
out to dinner?
Came into the... What?
You said it was above average. I figured you know.
Yeah, he was cute. Blue eyes.
We're in
Blue eyes, white
okay.
dragonfly.
Set us all on fire by farting, dude.
And it went into the change room. And so people are
No,
in there.
need to put on its shorts. It's all
Yeah,
good.
exactly. And they're like, yo, there's a dragonfly in the change room. I'm like, whatever. It's a dragonfly. They're like, no, it's a big dragonfly. I go, okay.
Dude, he's looking at me while I'm
Fucking on it. It's big.
This thing's like fucking sitting there watching me.
I'm
It's so
there.
big. Just chilling. It's like,
I actually
relax.
picture like a human-sized
Relax.
dragonfly like walking around, be like
smoking.
Relax.
smoking.
The guy I'm working with is like 5'6". So he walks out with a Tupperware. He's like, yo, this is for the dragonfly. I'm like, what? And he's like, you got to deal with the dragonfly. I go,
What? Too short?
whatever. He's like, it's on the light fixture, so I can't reach it. I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
the light fixture's like 8 feet up. I'm not that tall either, but he's like, whatever, it's your fault. Go get it.
True.
So I go in.
You took it out to dinner. It's here for you.
Yeah, and it's on the light fixture on the roof. and it's just chilling there. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So I wave a thing at it, and it freaks out, and it just flies straight up at the light for like a good 30 seconds. It's just going over and over.
Sure
Bugs
you get, like,
do
a
that.
Bugs still can't get over that.
No doubt.
I still can't get over that. They love doing that.
Yeah, and so I was just cracking up at this point. I'm actually standing in the change room. Nobody else is there right now. And I'm just laughing at this dragonfly who's hitting the roof over and over. And so I go, okay, how am I going to deal with this? So I climb up on the bench, but the bench isn't very close to it. It's like, I don't know, 5 feet away from it still, horizontally. So if I wanted to get it, I would have to jump like really far to get it. So I'm like, okay, I don't know about this angle. And someone walks in, they're like, kind of look at me weird. I'm like, there's a dragonfly. And they're like, oh, cool. And so they wait, whatever. I'm calculating my jump. I was like, you know what? I'll do it. Climb up on the bench. I've got Tupperware and a lid. And I jump like full stretch, catch it in the thing, bring it down. I get it. The guy sees me. He's like, that's pretty impressive. Thank you. And I look and I'm like, oh God, it's probably dead, isn't it? I thought I totally messed it up. Open it outside, flies away. Everything's
Oh, you
dead.
didn't,
I thought you were going to say
chop it
open
in
it
half.
inside and flies
No,
back.
I opened it. It was so cool. It was like the best thing I've ever done. And then I looked down. There was one dragonfly leg left in the top.
no.
So I may have broken his leg, but he lived.
Removed his
animals
leg.
don't care.
You did not break it. You removed it.
I broke it first.
You're arguing semantics.
Yeah. Regardless, he's now a legless. Well, missing
We're
one leg.
legless.
Five-legged.
Five-legged.
I think they only have
Probably.
6 legs.
Yeah, they're
They
insects.
have
Five-legged
more than
dragonfly.
4.
He's not gonna give a shit anyway. He flies and he doesn't have any he doesn't really have he can't feel
Or a
pain.
conception of the
very
fact that he
stupid.
lost a leg. He's a fucking insect.
Yeah, he's a very dumb.
That's
dragonfly.
rude.
Did you see the video of the alligator that
Yeah, that
bites
eats
the other
the other one.
alligator's arm? That was
Yeah.
hardcore.
So he got his arms in his teeth.
He was teeth to arms.
No, they were
actually.
feeding like big alligators or crocodiles, whatever they were, and the meat landed too close to two of them together, and so the one was like, "Oh, this is probably it." So it bites the crocodile's
And
leg,
he does like the whole roll thing.
and the other
rolls
crocodile
twice
tries to pull it
immediately and
away.
tears
And
his
tears
arm
his leg off.
that's what they do when they have something in their mouth
They
that
roll.
tries to get away. They're like, "Fuck you!"
Yeah, well, because
and it just tears the shit off of his arm.
yeah,
Or
it was
his arm
cool.
off.
It was
Then-
it's pretty.
And then the
pretty-
alligator's just like,
yeah, he like stares at us for a second.
because he's an alligator, so his mouth is always like, he just looks fucking offended.
Come on.
Except, so, I don't know if the comments are to be believed or not, but apparently they were like, yeah, they're so stupid that he was probably just like, wow, this feels fucking wrong. But not like pain or anything, just like, I'm not walking right, what is this? And then he would just go off and do his own thing.
Just
and
forget
didn't
he
care.
ever had that.
a leg, yeah.
Are there rules
Apparently,
against
I don't know if
smoking
that's
during
true or
the
not.
podcast?
Also, I found out something cool. Do you, well, not
Very
cool.
unique podcast.
Do you remember when
Excellent.
Calgary got flooded a couple years ago, like
Yeah.
really, really badly?
Yeah.
The zoo got like totally
yeah,
fucked
okay,
up.
Yeah, I remember because I went to the Calgary Zoo and they had this thing.
No, go ahead.
And yeah, there were lots of signs about like, dude, there's crazy stories about how the animals like survived while the whole fucking zoo got flooded. And they told this story about meerkats. There's the meerkats that I love.
Did they save everybody?
There's a
or
big
did they
there's a
just
big
leave?
plaque dedicated to the flood of 2013, and it's like the meerkats. There was this big hollow log in their encampment, and they jumped at the log and they floated, and they all kept safe floating in this big log. It was,
That's like the silliest
it
thing
was the
ever.
dopest. It was so cute. I like cried reading this story about like meerkats surviving in a log during the flood.
But wasn't there something that almost escaped?
The other
from
one
it?
that was
Yeah.
less cute was that a lot of them, I guess the meerkats didn't get evacuated, but a lot of them did get moved out. But one of them that couldn't be moved was the hippos.
Yeah,
and
so there's just hippos floating around.
And so what happens was hippos are hanging out in there, but the water got so big that the doors that like held them safe in their enclosure, because like the water got so high that they were able to get out of their protective glass and be around where the humans used to be. And
Yeah.
so there's doors, and those were closed, but the water obviously is pushing them. So it's a little bit ajar, and if the hippo really wanted to, he could just push his way out through those doors and just go out into Calgary and go wherever he
in the
wanted.
city.
So what they had to do, because hippos will fuck humans up if they're able to,
Yeah,
is they
yeah.
had people stationed on the roof with fucking sniper rifles to kill the hippo if he got out of the building.
Did they fire any
Dude, I'm
warning
just like imagine
shots?
this guy's like
They
shaking.
probably
Like,
would. They probably would throw food or
he's got
something
like
far
his
away.
spotter's like wiping his brow. He's like 48 hours in. It's like the fucking Hurt Locker where
he's
they're
having
like
the two spots.
and the two snipers like.
That dude's got PTSD now, probably.
It's like,
But no, the
Sounds
hippo
totally-
didn't bother because it's a hippo and he's dumb and stupid.
Did
so
any
he
animals
just sat
die or
around.
anything?
I'm sure a few of them must.
I'm sure.
have.
I don't think so. I think for the most part everything got like transferred away.
For the
But-
most part. That's the
But
thing.
like I'm
I'm
sure
sure something
maybe like a
died.
stupid
Yeah.
tarantula or
Yeah.
something died. A snake
little-
maybe.
Komodo dragon.
Snakes swim though.
Some
Not all snakes.
All snakes swim.
all snakes can swim. Doesn't mean all snakes do
Can all
swim.
snakes swim?
Well, they all have the capability to, probably.
Well, then.
Just like all humans can swim, just not all humans do swim.
No, not all humans can swim.
No.
The ones that can't swim and drown can't
he knows
swim.
that. Like, he knows that.
The ones who
That's
climb
why
the
he has
ladder
his job.
for like 5 minutes and then die. Not 5 minutes, like 10 seconds and then die.
Yeah. So they can
Wow.
swim for those 10 seconds, and then they die.
No. There's zero swimming involved.
So
no
there's like
crashing.
one snake that can't tread water. Like, he just can't.
How can a snake tread water to begin with? They have no limbs.
You just
They
waggle.
swim. They'll figure it out.
swim in a circle.
They
Is
don't
that-
tread
If you can
water.
swim, you can tread water.
They just like use their waviness. To,
The waviness.
Yeah, you know what I
dolphin
mean.
kick, but
It's the
kick.
snake version of treading water. It's snaking water.
Yeah,
It's-
snake kick.
Snaking water.
That's
It's
more
just
like
stealing water. Yeah.
Snaking
Snake
the
in
water.
water.
What was okay? Actually, speaking of stealing water, there was that one guy in California right now. He's an actor, I think, and he was stealing water from fire hydrants for his plum.
Oh yeah,
the
it's
orchard
yeah,
or whatever.
Some
Oh
rich
yeah, it was some
dickhead.
fucking actor. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I want to think it's Mel Gibson, but I don't think.
No, it
it
wasn't Mel Gibson. No, Tom Selleck.
Mm.
It was fucking Tom Selleck.
It was Tom Selleck.
stealing truckloads of water
Yeah.
for his fucking orchard.
He's so rich though.
There's a drought.
Yeah. Why doesn't he hook up with
Magnum PI.
That was
Nestle and start
absolutely
buying water?
Tom Selleck.
It was Tom Selleck. Yeah, I remember there was a lot of Magnum PI jokes.
Yeah, that's fucking funny.
Speaking of water, I have another dumb pool story.
Okay.
This one's outside of the pool. So we
It's
had
not
a
a
little
pool
bit of
story.
time off, and so we just decided to walk around the building and just joke around and see what was going on. So I was walking with my coworker,
It's junior high.
and he's just telling me a story of a party he was at the night before. And so he's talking about this girl, and this weird girl decided to tell him, like, she decided to start challenging him, like, oh, I bet you I'm more experienced sexually than you. And he's like, I don't know, maybe.
I have no way of knowing.
I don't really want to argue over this, but maybe. She's
But
like, I've done this and I've done this, and she's like naming all these like weird things that she's like into and that she's done. Then
Was
he's
one of them a
telling me
rim
this
job?
story.
I gave him the Russian roustabout and the Mexican Cleveland.
Mexican Cleveland.
Yeah, like just all this shit that no one else has ever heard of.
She probably just made shit up. I
Mexican
gave him the
Cleveland.
stoopy booper.
But because of this, we're walking around the building, and I did exactly what you guys did, basically. I just started joking around as if I was her. I was like, yo, last night, I sucked a dog's dick. I, like, grabbed a goat by the neck, and I fucked his mouth. I shoved 7 pencils up my ass and then puked on a homeless man.
We're
And
outside, by the way, just so everyone knows.
Right as we're rounding the corner, that's what I said. Oh,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
what I said, I've shoved 7 pencils up my ass and puked on a homeless man. And right as we round it, we look and there's 3 homeless people, like 10 feet away from us at a picnic table.
He didn't say it's not like he didn't want it or like it.
I think he was offended because he was like, I was puked out by someone who shoved 7 pencils up their ass. That's insensitive, man.
Turned and we see them. It was like I turned the corner and I see you guys, and we both pause, like mid-story. We just stop.
No.
We look at each other. We laugh really hard.
So
and
you're
then-
just laughing at homeless people.
It
It just looks like you're laughing at homeless
We
people.
were very obvious. And they must have heard every word of it. I swear they heard every word. But then we laughed really hard,
Well, that's
and we're
fine.
like, okay, now what do we do? We kind of whispered to each other. We're like, should we like turn back or should we keep going and make it less obvious? Whatever it was, there was a good 3 seconds of us pause, going like. And then we kept walking by, just kind of casually, like, yeah. So anyway, it was a fun party. It was really weird. And
I just love that you both look at the homeless people and then turn and
we
laugh.
look, we laugh, we pause, we go, and then we keep walking past them. And the one guy, he actually stood up from the table and he kind of stared at us.
Oh,
for a while.
damn.
Plus, we're in uniform. We're in lifeguard uniforms while we're doing this, so it does not look good.
They might have thought you were part of a gang or something.
The lifeguard
We're
gang.
the lifeguard
The
boys.
yellow bright shirt lifeguard.
We'll guard your life and then we'll take it. Like,
That's good. Oh, man. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
So wait, what is it? What your story? Because you still
Well,
have
so-
one more story, right?
Not
Okay,
really.
so-
I have a conversation thing.
we'll get into mine
But,
after
this one is one I remember that I didn't tell before. Back when I did the Pizza 73 calls thing.
Jesus.
You're not supposed to say which pizza place you work for.
Well, I don't work there anymore, so I can say that now. It doesnson matter. Order Pizza 73 if you live near Pizza 73.
In here,
Only
basically,
yeah,
yeah.
Pizza, other places and stuff like. I don't even know what it's called. But anyways,
Fuck 'em.
Throw
I took
mix of
calls
cigarette
for 'em.
smoke with our
I've literally been throwing cigarettes in it the entire night, and no
Stop
one
it.
said a thing.
We don't want to smoke your tobacco.
I'm turning you all into smokers. We're all gonna die early.
Oh my god, why are my fingers yellow? Why is my personality worse? Why did my mom teach me good morals?
Just look at the pictures on the box, man.
Yeah,
My mom started
They're
smoking
all
when she was
gross.
30. It was probably the worst decision of her life.
Oh, that's a bad
She
one.
started smoking at 30 because she hated that my dad smoked, and she wanted to piss him off so he'd quit. So she started smoking.
That is the most ass-backward
my
logic
God.
And then
I've
she
ever
got
heard.
addicted and like
Jeez
smoked for like 10
Louise.
or 12 years or whatever. And then she finally quit. My dad still smokes. It didn't work.
He won then.
He won. He won. Yeah.
Yeah, depending on like what kind of personality your dad has, he could have just like that could have literally just made him smoke for longer. Like he might have quit at some point.
Like he might have been like, I can't believe my wife is smoking. I need to smoke.
Matt's dad actually works for Big Tobacco, so
Ooh.
that was
The company Big Tobacco?
yeah.
Wow.
Is there actually a company called?
That
Oh,
makes-
No.
I don't know. That seems like a pretty cool name for a tobacco
Big
company.
Tobacco.
Or Big Tobacco.
Maybe a
Whenever
good
they
band
talk
name.
about us, we're
Big
the
Tobacco?
we're
Yeah, or
us.
Big Pharma.
Big Pharma would be a better band name.
Yeah.
Nick just emailed me or something. It says, "Yo, it's
Email.
got an H in it, so it must be Nick. It doesn't have his name. Just got home from airport. We'll have to opt out tonight. Sadly, too tired."
Oh, he's back?
I
No,
mean,
tell him to
didn't
come
realize he
anyway.
was back.
Fuck that
He
guy.
back, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on, man.
we having
We'll all kiss him.
campfire.
We'll kiss you.
Yeah, tell him we'll kiss him.
I'll kiss him.
We'll all kiss him.
Um,
Well, I'll take
Smoker
turns
kissing.
kissing him.
Yeah, tell him he should think about coming. Got campfire in my backyard for podcast.
I just told him that.
Well, if he just got to the airport, he's got to pick up
He
baggage.
just came from London. He's like, to him, it's like
He just said he
5
got
a.m.
home
or
from the
something.
airport.
Yeah.
Oh, he's home right now?
Oh, something like that. I don't know. So
Go pick him up.
How's the lighting now that's getting done?
I'll
Oh,
probably
it's
That's why
okay.
I'm poking the fire to
They
get more
don't care.
light.
They know what we
It's
look
not
like.
too big of a deal. Like, I'm
Open
not worried
up-
about lights.
It's fine. It's
Audio.
just
No, just
I'm
open
trying
up
to keep
open
this-
up the last podcast, mute that one, and then watch us on that
Talk
one.
on that
Yeah,
one,
if they
yeah.
can't see me, they're not gonna watch. That's the point.
That is true.
But if they can't see
Yeah.
Luke's legs, there's no point.
That's true. Luke's like-
Less than no point.
So wait, what was
anyway.
what was
So
your-
Matt
go.
had a story.
I did,
Um,
but Alex is gonna finish his.
Yeah, so
My story's pretty long.
a guy from the Edmonton Eskimos phoned once.
Football
and
team.
I remember his name now. It was Kenny Stafford. And
Oh, he's one of the best receivers in the league.
yeah, and he was a
I don't
big
care.
dick to me. Because
Oh no.
first off, he was in a hotel, which is a pain in the ass. It takes forever. It was like a 30 minute call for me at the end, and I, of course, made no money off of it. I made like 50 cents or something, not even.
Wait, you
Because
got
it
by
was commission
commission?
based. Yeah,
Really?
which was shitty as hell.
I did not know
And
that.
guys like him would waste your whole time. But he was
Your whole time.
yeah, your whole
Your entire
time.
time.
Whole
The
time.
rest of your life. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And but yeah,
Alex
he
Blashkowitz.
wanted. First off, he was just really like, "Yo, it's me, Kenny Stafford from the Edmonton Eskimos." And I was like, "I don't even know who you are," so I like didn't even react. I was like, "I don't know who that is." But I looked him up after. Now I know what he looks like.
Does he look like?
I'm coming for you, Kenny Stafford.
But yeah, he was like.
We know what you
I
look
got the
like.
impression he was just in his hotel room, really high with a couple friends, and they only wanted wings. But then he kept being picky because he was like only wanted like the wing part of wings, not the drumstick part of wings.
You can't do
Yeah,
that.
and I didn't even know because I wasn't very good at the job and I didn't care enough to know like can they do that with delivery? How do I tell them to
I
do
would
that?
doubt
So
it, yeah.
I just told them yeah they'll do that.
Did you put it in the
But he
special
was like, and
instructions?
he kept just like they're only gonna be the wings, right? And I'm like, yeah. I didn't, and it took really long because I had to call the hotel, make sure he was there, and it was a pain in the ass, and he was rude, and he didn't get the wings he wanted.
He didn't.
Well, because I didn't tell him to give him just wings, so
Good.
That seems like the
Stick it
easy,
to Mr.
Yeah, you could
Stafford.
just like whenever they say like very specific things, or like it would be such an easy job to just not do that.
yep.
Like there'd be
and-
no repercussions for you
yeah,
whatsoever.
unless he calls back and says, like he probably did. I wanted just fucking wings, no drumsticks.
Yeah, but what are the odds that they get you again, or that they,
Exactly.
or that
So
he
you
would
do
know who
whatever
you
you
are?
want.
'Cause you
Yeah.
don't- yeah, like
He keeps calling until he gets you. He's like, I need to talk to that asshole.
Yeah, but he wasn't super nice, but I thought it was funny. 'Cause-
Yeah, it's so weird.
was really like-
this is Kenny Stafford. It's like
yeah,
he's
he
doing
wanted
an
me to know who
infomercial.
he was.
Yeah.
Hey,
As if I
you
cared.
might recognize me
Stafford,
from sports.
Next, I'm gonna put on that big piece of plywood.
Fun.
That's
It's gonna burn tall.
No, we're under a tree.
They were under a dead tree because you didn't fucking cull it.
I don't
That's
think
even
this-
extra.
You didn't
flammable.
cuck
I don't
it?
think this is
You didn't
code,
cuck your
man.
tree.
we are pretty close to the fences. Yeah, I don't know.
And the trees. Yeah.
No, it's no way this is code, but that's fine. And there's a shit ton of wood around
We
us.
got him. Everybody move.
Yeah, you're narcing on everybody. Well, just Luke.
No, just Luke. Just a narc on Luke.
You're like 3 different agencies right now.
Forestry.
We're firemen.
See, firemen don't just work on fires; they work on code violations too.
Regarding fires.
Undercover firemen. Such a good job.
Jesus Christ, that's like so scary. I'm glad.
I know.
nothing
Every
came at
time
me.
it zoops, I'm always like,
You guys have obviously never been on fire before.
No.
obviously.
Oh wait, no, I have been on fire.
You've
Never
been
mind,
on
I have.
fire.
We've been
You're
on fire.
Yeah, I told you guys.
Yeah,
about
his
my,
foot's
when I
all
walked
fucked up
across
now.
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I told the story of when my pants got set on fire by a girlfriend's
You lied?
brother.
Oh.
Man, I actually don't remember that story at all.
Yeah, never mind.
Whatever. Tell you.
Yeah, I
your
realized
story.
I was talking about it to a friend on Skype, and they're like, "Wait, you've never told that in a podcast?" I was like, "Really? I've just told it a lot, I guess." When I was in grade 10, I was seeing this one girl, and she was like, we were just, we were doing what teenagers do, just making out a lot. We were.
No one can see what you just did.
They know. They know.
They get it.
They're all junior high, teenage. They know what they're doing.
So that was happening, but her brother was in the house. And she knew that. She was just like, be quiet. Don't don't kiss loudly or something. It was weird.
It was like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. They caught you because they heard you kissing really loud.
it's like a
Quiet.
plunger. It's like the sound of a plunger. It's like,
So then we were sitting on the couch, and then we decided to play like Mario on their Wii, and we were playing Super Mario Brothers. And her brother sits down next to the two of us. He's over here, I'm here, and then she's like on my right. And then we start making out again because we're teenagers. We have no tact, and we don't care that there's someone right there. But he had brought down like Axe body spray and a lighter because he had planned this, and he sprayed my pants and then lit them on fire.
While you were making out with his sister?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Granted, if you started making out with my sister right next to me, I would probably light you on fire too.
Yeah, it's fair. I look back on
It's
it
a
and I'm like,
pretty
that was
dick
fair.
move.
Yeah.
Wow, this kiss is so sensual right now. I feel so weird.
I feel so warm right now.
Boys are on fire.
My lord.
Okay, but that's not my story. My story is Friday night. I went
Wait,
out.
so was that the whole story? Was just that you got set on fire?
I got set on
and
fire, and I
that was
couldn't
it?
wear those pants after that.
Did they get damaged?
Yeah, there was a hole in the pants. It was
Sue
pretty bad.
them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Take a civil suit, yo.
Yeah. So
Judge Judy.
on Friday, I went to a poetry show at Chess House.
Chess out.
And I had never been to a poetry show, but a couple rappers that I really look up to in the local scene do poetry and stuff, so they were there.
About the rappers.
The wind walks beneath the waves. How many
It's your mom.
times?
I wish it,
Whale,
We
kill a
wave
whale,
upon the
kill a
wind
whale,
that walks.
kill a whale.
Kill a whale.
Killer whales.
I wish it was I wish it
Really
was
should
like
get
that
to
because
kill
it would have
whales.
been better.
Was it actually worse than that? 'Cause that was just.
It was honestly,
deliberately
it was a
bad.
little bit better than that. So I'll go through the poets. There were also judges because this was called Word Fight. Word Fight 2 Electric Boogaloo. That's what they called it.
Oh,
That's
no.
at least
It was kind of sick.
self-aware.
I like, yeah, exactly. So there were 3 judges. They all had like personas. Like one was a privileged white hippie. One was this like gay Spanish guy who decided to wear a cowboy hat and called himself the Western philosopher. That was interesting. And then the third guy just pretended to be an old crotchety like Simon Cowell type dude. And then so the performers, there was one guy who didn't actually do any performance. He just sat on a chair while his recordings played in the background, and he would like interact with it, and it was good poetry, like really really good. Except he would like it was like his dad or something that was speaking or whatever. It was weird, but not as weird as the rest. The next one was Sparkles, the badass bunny.
What?
He had
Excuse me?
he had bunny ears, and he covered himself in sparkles. And he was wearing like a jammers, like a tighter speedo bathing suit,
Oh, yeah.
and like a jacket,
Okay, I
and
hope.
like no shirt.
I imagine like a completely naked person except for ears and like a little cotton ball as a tail and completely covered in glitter.
It was like that, except he was wearing a jacket, and like he had like
Aw.
permanent marker written on his chest. I don't even know what it said. It wasn't part of his
There was
performance.
no point to this. It was just people being weird for the sake of being
No,
weird.
he had a shtick.
He had a shtick. His first bit was like he was rapping. He did a rap at the beginning, like he played a beat and he rapped, and he just rapped about how he shanks people with sharpened carrots and shit, and that was fun. And then he did one that was like dating tips for the 21st century by Sparkles the Badass Bunny, and that was kind of cool. He was really funny, and that the weirdest part was just his persona. But then we got into the female poets of the night, and they're all as you can tell, with females in Edmonton doing poetry are often feminist influenced.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with it. Honestly, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just some of the ways they went about it were unusual. One performer was called The Void.
That's a sick name. I don't
Yeah,
know.
the Void is kind of.
She sounds like a pro wrestler
Yeah.
though.
She
The
dressed
Void.
all, she dressed all in black
Yeah.
and
Does
had
she have like just walks in with like another person on her shoulders.
she had a black mask with like like no mouth opening or anything, just little slits for the eyes. And she would walk around all creepy and like creep in on people's conversations and not say anything.
Putting it to the front of the floor.
Like it was weird.
Get the fuck to the front.
And for her poetry, she was also one of the people who didn't actually say anything. She just held her iPhone to her mouth, and it had a video of lips moving, of like the poetry that she said. And it started off with like, a girl waits on the corner for a white van, and she won't tell anyone what will happen inside. And I'm like, and I walked out. I was like, fuck, like this is, yeah, I get that this is gonna be feminist, we're gonna talk about rape, but I'm not into like poetry about rape. Pardon me, I'm sorry.
I'm just not into bad poetry.
Exactly. So I walked out. But then when I came in for the third round, because I skipped the whole second round because I hated it, she did a bit, there was no actual poetry. Instead, she held up her iPhone with a stopwatch on it, and it counted down from 60 seconds, and it went down, and she showed everybody. And for a full minute, we were just watching this stopwatch. And then at the end, an alarm goes off. But the alarm was, you know the guy, the Russian Trollolol guy? That was it. That was her bit. It counted. There was 60 seconds of silence,
She memed you.
and then she memed us.
Wow.
These people are trying way too fucking hard to be avant-garde.
Right. It was weird.
Like, just way too hard.
Then there was one who like there was a cheerleader and she did cheers, and then like she would instantly switch from doing cheers and like getting everyone in the room to do the cheers with her to talking about consent and all that other lovely stuff, and really aggressively, and you know, like if you didn't cheer you were a misogynist pig kind of bullshit.
Were you cheering?
No, I walked out.
Misogynist
I
pig.
literally left for most of these. And then there was the last one. This is the weirdest one. She dressed up in like a princess kind of garb. She had a garb. It's a good word. She had a tiara and everything, and then she
Those are both basically just black now.
and she
Turn up the contrast.
and her first bit she did like a Snow White type of singing thing where she would sing, and then she would sing about bluebirds and all that crap. She had a couple friends who were dressed up as birds. They weren't blue; they were dressed more like crows. But I'm not going to criticize that. And then they would walk up beside her and they'd help her in her bits. And then
Lady bit.
and she was also the very last performer during round 3. It was the very last round, very last performance. And so she does a little bit of the bit, and then it's like, okay, now everyone come outside, and I don't want anybody to say anything. It's my turn to talk. And I was like, okay, well, this is weird. So we all go outside, and she's like, you can use the light from your phones. So people pull out their flashlights and shit. I'm just sitting there smoking, going, I wonder what's going to happen. She steps out on this blanket.
She just murders somebody.
We go into the backyard. We go out into the backyard, and there's like this blanket sitting down, and then like a bowl, and like, and I was really confused. So she steps on the blanket. She starts doing her piece, and starts just talking about like how princesses should stay dead and not wait for their princes to come kiss them or whatever, and like really open shit, really avant-garde crap. And then she got her bluebirds to come help, and they essentially. The bowl, I didn't learn until later, was filled with ketchup. And she started covering herself in ketchup. Just like because she took off her dress and had like a nightgown underneath, and then wore like a robe, and then started covering herself in just ketchup and like everywhere, like her arms. She would rub it in, and like her face, and like her chest, and like she would just be aggressively speaking on how like she doesn't need a prince, and then just drops to the floor and like dies, air quotes, because they probably can't see it. And then we're all just sitting there. And I remember just one guy in the corner was like, I really hate the smell of ketchup. And everyone was just really silent and didn't cheer and just walked inside. It was the weirdest night of my life.
Wow, that's so
Dude, if she wanted to be taken seriously, she should have actually just killed herself.
Yeah, she should have just died.
No, but I'm saying, like,
Or
if
use,
you're
like-
gonna push it to any sort of extreme, just fucking take it to the extreme.
Yeah, but
don't
at least
pussy
you
out
want
halfway
to do
through.
that in front of a big crowd.
Yeah,
in
not
front
a
of
chess
bunch
house. Chess house is big.
This is as good as it's gonna get for these people, guys.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I doubt they perform this stuff like other places.
Yeah, I sure hope not.
I don't know how much more. Like, we probably need to keep the fire going. Then.
No, just lean in. If you lean in and then
Lean in and
then your
be
face
more
gets
spooky,
lit up.
You know,
Lit
like-
up.
Lit it up.
lit it.
Lit it up.
Yeah.
I have an
Lit it.
idea. Let's have a poetry slam.
Ooh.
A la chest house.
Okay, that's
I
not a
like
good idea.
chess. That was not.
They invented it, damn it.
They invented the
Luke, do you have
poetry
any
slam.
ketchup?
Yo,
Did I ever tell you guys?
Sorry,
Oh,
do you remember in first year university we were in the same English class, right? Do you remember the poem that you had to recite to her? Because we had to memorize a poem and then recite it to her.
I don't remember.
I
what
had
the
to do
poem
Flanders
was.
Fields.
Oh yeah, I did Flanders Fields too because it's super.
It's super easy, but I don't remember it at all. I remember the beginning.
Flanders
But
Wait,
Fields,
hang on, are we talking-
row
Between the crosses, row on row, blah, 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 blah.
I know in French, auprès de quoi et dans l'espace. Wow, that's so weird. Why do I remember that from when I was like grade 2?
Oh, it actually is way better when we leave it. It's all cool and spooky looking. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
No, we-
can be
Yeah.
mysterious.
I want to
Also
tell
why I put
poetry.
When we had to do
on
the
it.
poetry thing for like English class or whatever, I just wrote a rap. I wrote my own rap and then performed that.
Oh, but yeah, speaking of really bad performances and that kind of stuff, did I ever tell you about that comedy show I got dragged to?
Yeah.
In
You
the
might have, yeah.
basement of-
I don't think you have one here.
No.
though.
Was it in Underdog?
Sort of. It's not the name of the bar, but it was under the one that has that name.
It was Down Dog.
That's what it's called, Underdog.
Is it
I thought
really?
it was called Down Dog.
No, it's called, there's Up the Roof. Okay,
There's Up Dog
the
and
bar
there's-
is called the Black Dog.
called the Black Dog,
Upstairs
there's
it's called
Up Dog.
Downstairs it's called Underdog.
What's up, dog?
I seriously thought it was called Down Dog, but I guess it's called Underdog, right?
What's
Like,
Underdog?
I'm wrong. I've
Shut
only
up.
been there a couple times.
Anyways, yeah, it was at Underdog, I guess it's called
Yeah.
apparently. And everybody who did comedy that night, I sure hope it was their first time because they were terrible.
I'm sure the majority of people who do that, that's what where they go to try it and realize they can't and then never do it again.
Yeah.
But no,
Everybody-
you have to start somewhere. So
Well, it's true.
I don't
but
fault them
I
if they're bad.
Yeah.
Most
So,
of them were
you get
friends
better.
and stuff, and so they were all kind of doing encouraging laughs. And I tried to play along for the first few.
Everybody wants to.
Yeah, a really average joke, I would force a laugh out because I'm like,
Everybody wants to
let's
because
go.
it makes the situation less awkward for
Yeah,
everybody.
I don't want them to bomb right away.
No.
And then after the first guy bombed and I tried to laugh, I was like, okay, let's see if this gets better. The second person also bombed really, really bad. I was like, wow.
Do you remember
this
any
is
of
not-
the jokes they had?
Yeah, I remember 2 jokes from the whole night, and they were the 2 best jokes. And that will put it in perspective how bad it was.
Okay.
There was one guy who comes up with a jester hat on.
Oh, no.
And he just looked obnoxious.
That puts it in perspective
Yeah.
already. I don't have to put
And so I'm like, this is not going to go well. And, oh man, he told us his name, and I can't remember his name, but it was, man, what, he told the joke wrong. I had heard the joke before, and he told it wrong. It was basically, oh man, what was it? It was like some joke about whatever is my dad's name, and then I've never met him. That's basically the punchline, is that I've never met my dad. And it was like, it's really obvious the way it's phrased. I can't remember
I don't
it
get
now.
the joke.
Yeah, no, I can't remember exactly how it went. But it was a very average
Well,
joke,
yeah,
and that's the only one that made me chuckle all night long. But then the other one I remember was this woman who goes up and she brought an egg with her, and the egg was painted. and then she asks the bar. She didn't plan it in advance very well because then once she's on stage, she asked the bartender, "Hey, can I get a glass?" And they took a solid like 3 minutes to find a glass while she just stalls. It was terrible.
Oh, no.
She finally gets a glass and she gets the egg and she just puts the egg in the glass and leaves it. And we're like, okay. And then she starts her whole routine. None of the jokes are good, and she's reading from a book of the stuff she's written.
Knock, knock,
I
who's
can't
there?
honestly. I don't think I'd hold that against somebody. I've seen
Yeah.
decent stand-up
Yeah.
routines where they do have to use like the
They do, yeah.
the notebooks because you might just have a shitty memory.
Yeah.
Well, also sometimes it's like
It's part of the shtick.
Bo Burnham has
Yeah, he
where
does
he
this.
reads out of
Yeah.
it, but he doesn't actually read it. He
Because
just don't memorize
they're
it.
usually
He
like
has a
they're
book.
usually just empty and it's just part
Yeah.
of the, it's just a
It's
prop.
part of the
It's
yeah,
just a prop.
part of the act. Yeah.
But yeah, she's actually reading from it, and then she's like, her second last thing, she goes, okay, now I want to read you a poem. And then she read us a poem, and it was a bad poem. It's supposed to be funny, but it wasn't
And then
funny.
she covered
No one
herself in
understood.
ketchup.
Covered herself in ketchup, yeah. It was bad. And then we're like, okay, what the hell is the egg for? We're all waiting to see what this egg is for. And she goes, okay, so, and she cracks the egg on the thing. She, what did she do? Yeah.
It cracks it into
What
the
did she
glass.
do? Oh yeah, no.
Oh, there was
she
no
didn't- She didn't
joke.
crack it yet. No, she had the egg, and then she's like, "Okay, who wants to take this egg with them?" And then someone's like, "All right, I'll take the egg." And she goes, "Okay." And then she's about to give him the egg, and then she just cracks it on the glass and drinks the yolk, and then gives them the shell. I was like,
That's kind of
yeah, that was by far the funniest moment of that, because I'm just like,
drank
really?
the
You just
raw
drank a
egg?
raw egg, and that's your one
Especially
joke?
if she's doing like a 30-minute set or something and it's built up the whole
Yeah,
time. And
it was really long and nothing was funny just to get this egg gag out.
egg gag.
God.
Hey, there's a lot of egg gag laws going around in the U.S. like agriculture gag, egg gag,
Don't know what
Luke's
egg
got yolk on his face right now, man.
is yoking
and
around.
ketchup.
Yeah, it was a very bad performance. I left halfway
So
through.
wait, what was the other joke? that you remember?
The black dad joke.
Oh, so you
yeah,
couldn't
was
even
something about
remember
being
it then?
black, too. I don't remember. The guy wasn't black. But it
Well,
was some,
duh.
yeah.
It was probably invented by a black comedian.
Edgelord.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was exactly.
I heard my new favorite dad joke
Yeah.
the other day. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
What?
A hippo is really heavy and a zippo is a little lighter.
That's really
I know, right? But it's fucking funny.
That's so good. I like that.
I'm getting there.
Because it rhymes, it's good. Yeah.
That's good. It's nice. It's a nice time.
I still want to tell poetry.
Yeah,
I
it's still
have,
some
I have
poetry.
poetry.
Like real poetry?
Well, I have one.
No. You have to come up with it.
I remember in like grade 10 English, I made up like a shitty poem because we had to do poems in front of the class that we had written, and then like
Nope, don't forget.
it was just like I guess to make fun of bad poetry, and I didn't get a very good mark on it, so I was upset. Because I remember it had the phrase "society is nothing but circular squares" in it.
Oh, fuck, I remember that was the worst. The mustache was not impressed with you.
Oh shit!
That's not that bad of a lie. Like, don't get me wrong, it's deliberately pretentious, but like, it's
At least you
not
didn't
that bad.
tape garbage to it.
We already talked about that.
I know, I'm
not
just
too
gonna-
long
I
ago
wanna
on the
reference
podcast.
it every time we talk
remember
about
in
LA.
grade 12. Wait, you guys probably weren't all in AP English.
was.
Because we had
We
to
all
write
went
all of
with
them.
you, except
Oh, okay,
Bob.
you had to
I
know.
was, but not with you.
You had to do that poem
Write it
where you
on
write
the
it
thing.
on an object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did a tire.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I did.
I did a clock, and then because I went to the dollar store to buy a clock, and there was also this ceramic seal that was right beside the clock. So I bought the seal, and I was trying to figure out a way to slip it in, and there was no way. So I just gave her a clock and a seal.
It was. I remember the poem prompt. It was based off Ferlinghetti. It was a Ferlinghetti. You're supposed to do your autobiography. And it was supposed to be like 600 lines. Like that was
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
what it was.
something
really fucking
ridiculous.
And you're supposed to write it on
Stupid
something.
ass.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
did
the lines
It was
mine-
are like
150 lines.
I was
But that had to
late
be
to
4 words
class
long or
because I was
whatever,
still
so it
doing
wasn't that
mine
bad.
because
You had to
I
include these different devices.
because we had
so-
like 2 months to do it. And I was in the
Oh yeah, and I helped.
I was
you
in the
do that.
computer class, and Luke was sitting behind me making up lines, and we were like trying to come up with just this like the randomest shit to throw because I just wanted to finish it. And he even wrote his on a tire, and I didn't write mine on anything. I just handed in the paper and was like, whatever, it's done. And half of them weren't even like relating, and I still got a higher mark than Luke, and I didn't even have that piece of the project.
I got a 98 on that one.
I got like an
98%.
80% or something.
Yeah,
I
I
forget
missed
what I got.
one thing, but I wrote mine on a woven reed ball and took me like 3 hours to write on.
Dude, it took me so long to write it on
Okay,
the
I
tire,
remember
'cause
I didn't
wrote
do
so
very
quick.
good.
I
on that.
didn't
Around
do
the
it.
entire
Yeah,
thing.
but like it was a ball about this big of just like reeds, like wicker, and had to like write it on each one of the fucking silver
But like
Sharpies.
when you're writing a poem that long, lots of it was kind of just about nothing. Like,
Oh,
you
no,
wouldn't
mine
be able-
was-
even if you had yours now and read it, you'd be like, I don't know what.
Well, if
I
Ferlinghetti
was
wrote
even
that when he was like
thinking when I
50,
wrote it.
60, he has shit to write about.
Still memorized.
Really? Well, because like I remember on mine, she circled a bunch of like, oh, what does this mean? Huh? It's like, I don't know. It's my poem. What do you fucking want? Suck a dick.
Like we were trying to analyze the Ferlinghetti one, and we're like, we don't know what the fuck this means. I wonder if she.
Ferlinghetti just threw random
Yeah,
shit
exactly.
together.
Well, no, you used non sequitur.
I did my entire poem and wrote it in under an hour, I'm pretty sure. So
Yep.
it was literally over one lunch period.
I did
just
mine in a
wrote
lunch
and
period
wrote
as
and
well.
wrote.
And
I
Luke
forgot
helped,
that we
so it
had
was
to
very
write
kind,
it on a
thank you.
thing, so I was like, the day before it was due at like 11 o'clock, I had to run around my house and find something to write on. So I found we had a box full of old blank CDs. I just wrote a swirl on a blank CD. I didn't have anything to do.
Oh, you should have
with
put it
the
all in
actual
different
poem.
CDs. Like,
Oh, that would.
And you put it in a
really
binder,
bad.
so it's like you have like this binder of
Yeah.
pirated
Yeah.
CDs with all the titles of the albums written on them,
That wouldn't
except
be
it's all
bad.
the words of each
I got a
poem.
good grade on that.
I didn't, and I
It
only
wasn't a
remember
hard
one line
assignment.
I
You
wrote.
just had to do it.
I
Yeah.
wanted one line to be deliberately like, God, you think you're clever, but this is actually awful. So I wrote, it was about like high school and stuff. It was like fake problems and problems with fakeness. And because that sounds like I thought I was actually clever when I knew how bad that line is. But
Did she like it?
she like underlined it. I think she wrote like, really.
okay, so poems.
No.
No, we talked about
Late, next podcast. It'll be
Do you want me
the.
to read my poem?
Yeah,
really.
next podcast so we can prepare for it. You can't.
I'll-
I don't think anyone can make up a poem.
I
off
don't
the
have any
dome.
ketchup with me, so I can't like do
Poem off
it.
the dome.
Poem off the
That's
dome.
a
When
is
I'm
so
home, I write a poem off my dome. I use my comb.
See, I
No,
was.
you
I
don't.
was-
You said you don't comb.
No, he's got me in a lie.
And you said you write it, so it's not off the dome.
What about scary stories?
But I was thinking actually instead of that, because it's back to school next week for us at any rate.
Well, like
uh,
2 days.
that we could do. You have to teach everyone something.
Right now?
Yeah. What's a thing that you think nobody else knows here? Ooh.
Okay.
A fun fact?
Like
I thought that'd
related
be
to your
fun.
school.
Okay, does anyone here know the muscle that flexes your pinky?
Oh, the dinky.
No.
No, actually.
No.
I
Does
don't.
anybody do Kegels?
Yes.
Yep. Every
Do you
day.
guys actually?
Yeah.
I've tried.
You do them?
Yeah.
Why?
What's the point?
Makes your ejaculations 10 times stronger.
Oh,
Yeah, but
that.
what do you need to be a fire hose?
No, it makes your
try
orgasm
to-
more powerful.
That's how undercover
isn't it
firemen
You're
work.
gonna explode a lady.
No, it feels so much better.
It does. It feels a
More
lot better.
pleasterable.
Plus, there's less cleanup
Really?
when
Alright,
if you
we're all
shoot
gonna
it
do-
into
let's
the
all do
neighbor's
Kegels
yard.
right now.
Yeah,
You don't
shoot
have
it
to
away
clean up.
from you.
I'm currently doing it. Like, while we're having this conversation,
Yeah, me too.
I'm
Oh,
flexing
no.
my gooch.
I need to pee, so I can't. It tickles
You're
too
gonna
much.
piss
Yeah,
yourself.
I'm gonna pee myself if I exert pressure on my bladder.
So wait, what is the muscle that flexes?
Oh, the
your
flexor
pinky?
digitorum longus.
There you go. You got learned.
Dinkatorum longus.
Digitorum.
Dinkatorum.
Digitorum. I will beat you with a
Digitorum.
2x4.
So wait,
and
Dinkatorium.
drill
yo,
you.
teach everyone something.
He can't teach
Okay, do you
anyone
know the
shit.
muscle that moves your
You know the
dick?
term arms to teeth?
You don't even know the muscle that moves our pinky. You already forgot it.
Dingosaurus?
Mistletopadinkus.
Sorry.
Okay. What day of the year does Santa come in?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I don't
man.
know.
I'm just
That's
not
a trick
sure.
question. He comes Christmas Eve.
But
Christmas-
depends on
Oh.
what hemisphere you're in, because you might come Christmas morning, early in the morning, or Christmas Eve, late in the evening.
Whoa.
So it's 2 days, trick question, fuck you, get in the fire.
Oh.
Trial by fire, bitch. We'll see if you're clean of sin. Fire.
If I put it out by my body,
No,
I'm
if the one
clean.
true God decides to...
Save me.
I'm
Oh,
watching too
Nicolas
much
Cage.
Game of
We're
Thrones.
talking about Nicolas Cage.
No, I've been watching too much Game of
Oh.
Thrones.
I thought we were talking about
I
Nicolas.
don't have
I feel like
anything that's
Stannis
interesting
Baratheon.
that I could teach someone.
I teach you how to juggle.
You tried to teach us how to juggle.
Did I? Shit.
In grade 10,
I'm
you
very
guys
bad
were
at
used
it.
to schooling. You're like in the hallway.
No, I think I'm just
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
you're
show
one,
off that
you're
I
one
could
of
juggle.
those guys.
No, I had no intention of teaching you. I was hoping you guys
Oh.
would never learn so that I could show that off and be the only one who could do that.
Well, you still are. So,
Yeah!
although juggling prowess isn't really a useful life.
Shut
It's
up!
not something to brag about. I wish I could juggle.
And you could learn to do it in 90 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure
you'd be
it's,
okay at
if
it.
you actually
Maybe.
like.
If
sat
you
down
actually
to
like,
do it.
just
Yeah, I never
put on a
sat down to
couple
do
You
it.
don't have
albums
the patience for
and
it.
just got like oranges over your bed and just tried. You learn how to do it in an
I
evening.
do not have the
easy.
patience.
Because I guess the first thing you got to do is learn how to throw just like two things,
Yeah,
and
you
then
have to
just add
like
a
you have to
third
like
one.
pantomime a
Even
third one,
yeah, you have to
basically.
toss like perfectly every time. One.
Yeah, because you don't look at the balls really.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of do.
Well,
I
you
guess.
look
You never look at the
straightforward.
balls. You look at the shaft. Like what?
The
You're
rest
not.
of the balls.
You know, you should just know what to do with the balls. You don't need to look there. Come on, Luke.
Yeah,
Boychuk
he's
says he's sad he's missing it, but he was like busy with something.
And Nick's definitely not coming.
Do we ever
Yeah,
do the like what are your pet peeves thing? Have we done that before?
Flip flops.
I think we
Tongue
have.
depressors and popsicle sticks.
Oh yeah, you did. I remember we did
Dude,
speak
yeah,
about
I
that.
hate
Yeah.
popsicle sticks. Like
Yeah.
the idea of like getting them on my tongue,
Oh,
it
man.
just it feels so
Okay,
uncomfortable.
I just
so this
hate
last
them
week I had
altogether.
strep throat, and I'm feeling mostly better now. But I went to the doctor and I was terrified they were going to use a tongue depressor on me.
So
I
that's
didn't
a
wanna go.
phobia, not a pet peeve.
Well, no, it's just it's
so
so
peeved.
bad. This pet. Okay, imagine my cat. That is the pet.
That is the
the
peeve.
All right.
Yeah, just because I discovered a new one recently, and it was actually based on one of the comments on our videos, because we said something about some country, I don't know, and it always happens whenever we mention any country, somebody from that country will be, that's not actually how it is.
Oh, bees.
It was
Oh, yeah,
bees,
bees, yeah.
What? I've never felt the need to prove someone wrong on the internet before. That moment, I felt the need to prove someone wrong,
What
and
happened?
I
What's
did.
the comment?
So, yeah,
I
originally.
said that we were talking about bees, and I said that bees is I said it's a name, and then I said it's probably a nickname in South Africa that people are called bees. And then someone was like, no, actually I'm South African, that's not a name. And I was like, yes it is. And I Googled a guy with the name Bees and I posted just a link to it. And I'm like, I will never argue on the internet, but this time I have to. And I posted it, and then he's just like, that is a nickname, you idiot. Or he called me a jerk or a jackass or something. And then I just linked myself saying it. I said, it's probably a nickname. And then I just timestamped me saying, it's probably a nickname. So, yeah, I don't know. It was dumb.
Fuck
but
you,
anyway,
whoever said that on YouTube.
but it happens to all of us too, that probably that like something's mentioned about Canada and it's inaccurate, and something inside of you just goes, oh, that's not true, and it upsets you very mildly.
It doesn't
Well,
upset
it's
me at
Something-
all.
Something that's inaccurate. It's just something that somebody who lives in that country just happens to not know, and they assume that they know better than the people who are involved in the video. Because like,
Yeah,
that's, what
yeah.
that's exactly what happened to this person. They're like, I've never heard that, and I live there, therefore it's not real.
Exactly,
here."
yeah. And so that just irritates me. That, like, or if we do an accent from any place, even if it's like very close, someone from like, actually I'm from the south of England, and it's not like that.
Yeah, that's a
North
Cambridge accent. That's
Yeah.
not a Yorkshire accent.
Just like, I'm sorry. Damn.
I actually had that the other day too, where I saw a video on YouTube, like one of the related things that was like Irish people react to hockey, and I was like, fuck it, I got 3 minutes, I'm down, let's watch this. And I watched it, and they showed them a video from the Olympics of Canada, Russia, or something like that. And I don't know if everybody here knows, but in international ice hockey, you can't fight. There's no fighting in it allowed. And
misconduct.
well, yeah, but you're not allowed to fight at all. Like, if you start, they just break it up and you get kicked out. And so they were talking about how, like, oh, why aren't they fighting? That's all hockey is, blah, blah, blah. And I really wanted to be like, no, it's international rules. You can't fight internationally. Like, just watch the NHL. That's where fighting is. But then it's like, nobody actually cares, but it's just a thing
no,
where
they
it's
don't
like,
care.
guy from Canada, you should know this.
I'm
God damn
ashamed
it.
to admit I watched one of those BuzzFeed videos that you just described where it's like, hey, this nationality tries this thing. And it was like Chinese people trying like Chinese food from Panda Express.
Oh, yeah, I saw
the
that,
most
actually.
insufferable tool who's on their videos is like, yeah, this is like really shitty fast food Chinese bullshit.
And then
like
someone else-
then
yeah.
the old Chinese people were like, yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, this is
I really
just
like
like
this.
Chinese
This is
food,
good
yeah.
Chinese food. And the kid's like, dude, they're fucking bullshit Chinese food.
Yeah, well, it is because even one of the other ones is like, oh yeah, this is actually like, this is good chow mein, and he's like, clearly you've not had real chow mein. It's like, shut up. Anyone can like whatever they want. You don't need to be a dick about it. So, yeah. And then what it was, someone, I saw that same video, and someone had the comment. They're like, yeah, it's because the old people aren't insecure over whether they're Chinese or not. They know
Yeah,
they're Chinese.
yeah, exactly.
Whereas these young people are like, yeah, I'm Chinese. I'm totally Chinese. I don't like this garbage American food. I'm Chinese. It's just like, yeah, stop. You seem like a tool.
He is a tool.
And that's what it is. Like, if I do some dumb, goofy
Stand right.
New Zealand accent, no, it's not going to be exactly accurate.
Actually, New
doing it
Zealand
wrong.
doesn't have an
Dude,
accent.
it's not fucking accurate.
You're
What
really
if it
hung
is?
up on the New Zealand accent. man.
Dude,
Dude,
if somebody
it's just
comments,
well,
you should
I might-
post a comment response with you doing that accent. It's not fucking accurate.
Actually,
Actually,
Is that the Queen now?
he thinks it's close. Good for tea.
you sound like that guy from that video where he had his like the guy he can't stop laughing. The host.
Oh, yeah.
And that dude, I love that video.
I need to pee.
It's a good video.
Good for you.
I'm gonna go pee.
Where?
Have fun peeing.
No, my pet peeve
Is that
is
okay?
What's that?
Pee
chewing
inside?
with your
I
fucking
guess.
mouth open.
If you can,
Really?
you know where the
That
bathroom
bothers
is?
you?
Yeah.
So much.
It doesn't
Like,
bother
yeah,
me at all.
yeah.
Like these two are so bad for it.
They chew with their mouths open.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You do it not as much as he does.
It's really bad.
Well, he doesn't care. That's the
I
thing.
know,
Alex
but
One
it's-
cares about nothing.
There's
He gives no
almost
fucks.
nothing else.
He doesn't even
that
care to
will
be
set-
educated about half the shit that he talks about. He
Okay,
doesn't
I
care.
get it. I get he's an ignorant fucking asshole. But
Alex
there's
Blaskast.
like nothing that will put me on edge faster than someone sitting right next to me chewing with
He
their
like
mouth open.
leaned in too the one time
What?
where you were sitting at the computer and he like leaned.
Yeah, and he was like right in my ear. I almost slapped him. It's like when I'll be sitting with fucking oh shit, what's his name again? I don't know, that Asian guy we know from university and high school.
Oh,
Hangs out with Aiden and them. He's
Small guy?
Chow mein, yeah.
not Chummy.
Oh,
Albert,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was an A name. Fucking Albert.
Yeah.
He's
Albert.
so bad
His name?
for it.
Oh, he chews
Albert.
his mouth.
So much. Like I'll be sitting there, I'll just be like doing something, and he'll be like, "Hey man, just come sit." Whatever. I like Albert. He's a cool
Yeah,
guy.
nice guy.
And he's
clearly
like,
not.
I'm like, "Yo, it's just you and me right now. I want to yell at you. I want to yell at you. And we're in the middle of cab at like noon.
Now that school's starting again, I'm just gonna like get annoyed by how much you guys eat like Panda Express.
I'm not eating
I
any
can't
more.
imagine like spending that much money on food.
Dude, I know.
Yeah.
That, it was
we-
so bad for me
yeah,
last
but
year.
you spend a lot of money on it.
That's
I
like
also
Nate Stevens
gained
and
so
Pita
much
Pit.
weight from it.
yeah, I wish I did.
Yeah, well, fuck you up. I wish I had your body.
I wish I had your
body
No,
Yeah.
every university has that. Like Nate and Pita Pit, that was a huge thing. Everyone would have
Hey,
Pita Pit
Pita
all
Pit's
the
good.
time.
Well,
Pita
I'm
Pit's
sure-
great. They got rid of the
It's
extreme
better for you
pita.
than Panda
I
Express.
wish they still had extreme pita.
Is Panda Express actually like bad?
It's
I
really
guess
bad.
they
It's
give you like
unhealthy.
hella
No,
big
I'm sure it's
servings.
No, it's
too.
tasty.
No,
but
it's
like,
bullshit.
Well, yeah, I didn't
No,
know
if you
bad
look
meant
up the
bad for
like
you.
nutritional
Fatty and
facts
salty.
online, I looked up the meal I got pretty much every time. It was like 1,900 calories and
Oh,
like
wow.
2,200 milligrams of sodium.
Tuh.
Like I'm just gonna dry out. But I'm just gonna be a prune. by the end of the
Panda
day.
Express in the States is really good.
Yeah, it's
good
tasty.
here too. It's
So
awesome.
good. Yeah.
Panda Hut is even better, but yeah.
Panda Hut's, I don't know, I like Panda Express better than Panda Hut. Although Panda Hut has really great coconut shrimp. That shit's so good.
There you have it. Coconut shrimp. Coconut shrimp. I like my coconut.
Oh, coconut shrimp.
Oh, man, my coconuts. Man, people for Jimmy.
How was your pee?
It was great. I see you're still talking about New Zealand accents.
I just came
No, we
back.
just went through my pet peeve, and I got a little riled up.
Yeah. You know what my favorite part about Dark Souls is? The dance of the channelers.
The fire just is like really loud right now. I don't know if you guys
It's
are
very
noticing
dark, it's very
It's
tough game. It's
a-
very
So
You're
loud.
literally undead. Everything wants to kill you, and then you just get this weapon and you dance like.
randomly in the game. There's one guy.
Well, you just power yourself up. You're like, yo. It's great. It's such a fun.
Yeah.
They put a little.
I like talking about Dark Souls now that I'm like actually playing it a bunch.
See?
Yeah.
Now you know what it's
Christ.
like.
Is there any
Now,
more pop?
as long as I beat it before Twitch does,
there any more pop?
which is obviously going to happen. Yeah. Twitch is doing very well.
Oh, what will I get today?
Root
Another
beer!
root beer! Woo! I'm on a roll.
I'll take this.
I'm okay.
Just don't drop it in the fire, because that'll be a weird, hilarious,
Choose
horrible
up?
No,
thing.
that'll explode, and it'll,
Exactly.
it will all get like molten.
You had a
sugar
Canada
on it.
Dry.
Yeah, I almost got hit in the head by one once. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
By a choose up?
We threw a bunch of beers full
Oh,
cans.
those are so fun. Like throwing the carbonated pop in the fire. It's so great.
It's great, and then beers
Is
are
it
even better because
non-carbonated
they're more.
I think it's just juice.
Sugar
Oh,
water.
it's like, no, it's just syrup and water. At that point. Like,
Oh, yeah,
A lot
it's-
of alcohol.
we had a whole
Soda.
bunch of them in there, and then we thought they all went off, but we weren't sure, and
Oh,
so I'm
no.
like, I'm still gonna stay back for a while. And I was still staying back, but we were starting to get comfortable. We were still back, and then zoom! It was less than 1 foot from my head. It was so
It was
fast.
like when we were camping in grade 12 and we were throwing knives into the tree, and I threw mine and the hilt hit and flew back, and I tried to catch it.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god!
And I was like, oh shit! And it was like
Yeah.
whizzed right past me.
Terrifying.
Like you shouldn't catch that.
Well,
Like,
because I like
It
threw
bounced.
it, and it came straight back at me, and I was like, my first reaction was like, yeah. And I was like, hold on, that's a bad idea.
Did we ever tell the story about when we went camping for
the elk?
Gym 30 and the elk
Yeah.
fuck us up?
That's super cool.
Yeah, because I remember I was
You guys
talking about I wanted to
fucked
kill
elk?
it.
What?
I remember I talked on the podcast about wanting to kill it, and Mr. Jeffrey's not letting me kill it.
Did we actually talk about the elk?
I don't remember
Okay,
this.
so talked about the elk. I
It's
hate you.
probably
just
a
go
long
quick.
time ago.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
I can imagine Mr. Jeffrey telling you not to do it.
So we were in a campground with a big group of us that were all from high school because we were in the same gym class, and that's why we were camping. And then people were walking around in the bush and stuff, and they saw these eyes. It was just all they could see were eyes because it was dark.
Well, sorry, they went out after curfew or whatever.
Yeah.
We're just walking
No, this was
around
in the morning
dark.
that the elk showed up.
No. But they were walking around
yeah,
at
they saw it at night
nighttime,
and then-
and they went to by a forest, and then they saw like a bunch of eyes just like staring out from there because I
That's
guess they
creepy.
like
Yeah.
glow or whatever. I don't know if they're
They
like
reflect.
cats or
I
whatever.
Yeah, they must.
Yeah.
They must reflect.
So they just
If
got
they have
spooked
it
and they're
taped
like,
to them,
oh,
yes.
we're piecing out. But I guess they just scared up the elk or whatever. Because in the morning, the elk came back with a vengeance.
From the
And
dead.
I think it was just a mama elk.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
because
lost
it's
her
freaking
calf.
out.
She lost
she
her
was,
calf.
She was looking for her. Is it called calf?
Yeah,
Pop
Okay.
calf. I don't
Oh,
care.
yeah.
it's a calf.
She was
Baby
looking for her calf.
horse.
And
If
this,
it is an ungulate,
baby
it is a calf.
this mama elk is now, it's huge, and it's going around, like, it was almost the size of a moose. It was a big
It was a
elk.
big elk. It
And
was
it-
chasing Curtis.
Yeah, it was chasing around, and then Curtis, this guy who's a little crazy, I guess, like, kind of
It was like
challenged the elk a
sprinting
bit.
away from it.
And then, yeah, the elk went tearing after him, trying to tear him apart. And then little Shane was my favorite part of it, because the elk starts getting up in their campground. We call it park ranger so that they can deal with it. But it's on this campground. It's
Jesus
people's food.
Christ.
Wow.
There's
And
a lot
then
of
this
embers.
little guy, just the smallest guy in the group, just covers himself in a blanket and just sinks to the floor. just to hide from the...
Underneath of a picnic table.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
like
hiding
underneath the
Picnic
blanket,
table.
underneath
And we're like
the
watching,
picnic
like,
table.
yo, because this elk is right on top
Right
of
there,
me,
and he just
basically.
like goes down under the picnic table
down.
under a
That's
blanket.
pretty badass.
Yeah, and it ran right past us too. And I had my knife in my hand. I was like, "Yo, can I kill it?" And Mr. Jeff was like, "Connie, you can't kill it." I was like, "I'll eat it." I was like, "No."
That like question none of us would have asked. We're also like, of course you can't kill a elk, but you're like, look, there's a chance.
I also think when he said you can't kill, like, no, you can't. I think he meant like
You will not be
you
able
are
to.
not
Yeah.
able to.
No,
but
I-
physically
You can't break those cuffs.
Well, no, it's like
I
You
could
can't
kill this
kill
elk.
that
no, it was more. You're not allowed to. He knew I could. He knew I could.
I know. It would
Whatever
freak
makes you
out
feel
and
better at night, Connor.
Kick your ass.
I don't know if
after-
you could kill it, but you could severely injure it.
And then
If
it
it
would
came running
severely
by, I
injure
could-
you.
I feel like you
do some
could
damage.
kill
It
it.
won't come
but
running by you,
only
it'll
because
come
it
running
would
at
bleed
you,
out.
and that's where
And
you're
you
oh, my
might
Jesus
get the shit
fucking
kicked
shit.
out of you. before then.
It would
That's a
trample the
dangerous
shit out of you. It was
no.
it was pregnant and pissed off because it lost its baby.
Yeah.
It's
But
got
it
mom
ran,
strength.
Like, it was just running around. I could have just like
It's got mom strength.
Yeah, don't mess with
had
moms.
mom strength.
You got double the moms. You know mom's
Yeah,
strength.
I know mom strength.
He's triple the moms. He's 3 moms.
My mom has mom strength. It's not something to mess
All
with.
moms have mom strength.
My
The
mom-
moms.
my-
you don't get mom strength unless you're a mom.
My mom once kicked my dad so hard that she broke her ankle.
Holy
Why did
shit!
you kick your
So
dad,
so
dude?
she has really powerful quads, but not really powerful ankle bones.
Yeah.
They were doing mixed martial arts. Oh no!
Luke.
Oh,
Luke fucked up the
God.
recording.
Oh, it's okay. Now just try to.
Oh,
angle.
now we can do cool.
But I
editing
told you
where
the
it's
time
like,
when my mom
it's like
punched my
falling
dad in
over.
the face because he was being a drunk idiot, right?
Oh my god.
That one's got concrete on it.
Man.
Does?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
that's why you
Related to
grab
the
those
fire.
ones.
Whatever.
Because like he was like
What does concrete
he got
do?
brought
Do
to
not
the
put the
police
second
station
one
on a
on
DUI, and then he got in the driver's seat, and my mom was like, "You can't drive. Like I came to pick you up. I'm driving." He's like, "No, I could drive. I could totally handle it." Like still drunk off his ass. And she was like, "No, get out of the car." And he's like, "Make me, bitch." And then the window was rolled down, and she just fucking hammered on him, like punched him like 3 times in the face. He had a black eye for like 2
Your
weeks.
parents had a very dysfunctional relationship.
No, my mom never gets like that. It's just my dad was being a drunk asshole and she was tired of his shit.
Except for when she kicked him as well. And
You
broke
try-
her ankle.
Try marrying a crack addict and see how you fare. She did
Why
a
would I
really
marry
damn
a
good
crack
job.
addict?
So that you can punch them.
So that you know, so this story makes sense to you.
Just
You
to
understand.
prove Matt wrong.
He was clean. They met at Bible camp.
Hooray!
That's where all
That's
crack
crazy.
addicts go, is Bible camp.
Well, yeah, because he just got out of jail and he was in his rehab sort of stage.
What's our time?
Ooh, I have a funny story or not story, I have a funny fact that you guys need to learn.
Hey,
Alright, so in the first month of World War I, more French people died than all of the Americans did in Vietnam. Fun.
So Vietnam wasn't that bad.
Relative, no. World War
Well,
One.
relative
Well,
to
wow,
French
dude,
history.
World War
really
One is
bad.
fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I've been learning about like
Vietnam was
I've
fine.
been talking about it for a while.
Yeah,
I've been
it's
learning
because
about
they
it.
had no like medicine.
Dude, no, it's because there used to be warfare. You'd be like, all right, we'll just go and we'll fight each other and blah blah blah, and then
now-
we'll leave.
now trench
And-
warfare
but now,
showed up. It's
but
'cause
trench
back
warfare
then
showed up,
people
and they
didn't
also had
matter.
machine guns
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So like, what people would do is like, all right, we're just gonna go and charge them. And French people, one of the things they had was they had really mobile infantry, so they were still using horses for one, and for two, one of their strategies was to scream and charge at people and bayonet them and stab them to death. And when you try to go and stab a machine gun
gun.
nest, it goes fucking horribly, and you all
There's
die.
that movie Hamburger Hill about that, where it's just
Just a bunch of endless
Nope.
barrage of like people.
That's pretty much exactly what the movie is. It's basically these people trying to take a hill with a machine gun nest on top, and them just all getting slaughtered. Like every last man is just fucking turned to hamburger.
I want to see
Like,
see one of
straight
the
up.
first fights where
Yeah.
no one knows what a machine gun is except for the people who developed it, and like it's a surprise to everybody.
The other thing that's crazy too is that after everybody thought that okay, it's because every war up until this point in all of human history was just there's going to be one big battle usually, and they'll go away and then it'll be over. And
That'll
once
be
you
the definitive battle.
Exactly, but this one drags out for ages, and so everyone's like, all right, it'll probably be over by the winter, and we'll be over and done with by
then
then.
they'll die in the
And obviously it doesn't, and so the Germans are like, oh shit, we're running out of people. We need to enlist everybody, and we're going to send 16 to 20-year-olds who had just got like trained or whatever, but they only get like 3 months of training because they're like, shit, we need new people
so
right
there's
now.
boys with guns.
And so they bring them, and a lot of war back then was like romanticized or whatever, so it's like doing your duty, and it's like a big adventure, and it'll be grand and a good old time or whatever.
and then you'd sit
And
with
so-
your guts hanging out like, ah!
And so they go and they have to attack the, because like the French are all in a big long line, and then right at the north there's a British group
British?
a British,
Just a
a British army is at the north of the Allied line,
There's
and
a
so
bit
the
of British
Germans
over there.
they have to assault them, and they send a bunch of like 100,000 16 to 20-year-olds who have 3 months of combat experience, not even combat experience, training, like they barely know how to shoot guns.
Well,
and
there's
shit.
100,000 of them.
And there's 100,000 of them, and they go and attack, and they all fucking die. All of them die. It's fucking crazy.
Like millions of people, right?
Well, over the
100,000.
whole war, yeah, millions of people died.
Yeah,
but
World
just
War
in
I
this
was
in this
bloody.
one battle that lasted like a week or something,
I-
100,000 16 to 20-year-olds just died. They're
It's
just
like a
dead.
generation of Germans
Yeah,
just
it's
wiped out.
crazy. It's fucking crazy.
No wonder World War II happened.
That's probably similar because I saw today I learned on Reddit that was like about how there's like fields in France or like areas that are just
There are fields in France.
Oh,
in
the
France.
where like you
Where the
can't go.
yeah,
to
you
the
can't
war.
go because there's so many dead bodies from the wars that
Still?
Well, and active
well,
mines
and because
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
thing I-
unexploded shells
and guns and everything lying, and there's no. It's just so cumbersome to like
Yeah,
go
World
in
War
and
I was
clean it
also when
up.
they invented
So-
mustard gas.
Yep.
So, you know, it's like the most
mustard.
evil invention humans have ever come up with to basically drown on your own lungs.
It's
What
just
about
weird
the
that there's like
Pretty
the
sweet.
atomic
Now we
bomb?
put it in
thousands
pools.
of bodies that are just like laying there.
Dude, the other thing that's pretty crazy too. I'm on a fucking World War I binge. It's
Yeah,
so
you
interesting.
listen to
It's so
Hardcore
cool.
History, right?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
cool. But the Russians specifically were generating like I think they were able to make like 30,000 shells of ammunition a month.
Yeah.
And,
Stalinism was very efficient
But
for the
every
war
day
after that.
they were using 4,500 every single day, and they could only make 30 a month. And it was like, whoa, like it's so crazy to think about, man.
Yeah.
So many fucking people died. It's
Well,
crazy.
I
It's the
remember
bloodiest war in human history, right?
Russia
Crazy.
lost a lot of people.
Dude,
like,
everybody
Well, that
gets
was also
royally
during the
fucked up.
Holodomor and other things going on too, but
So many people died then. Jesus.
Yo,
was it?
Belgium's fucking badass as hell too.
Holodomor
Holodomor was like within like 10 years of World War
yeah,
II.
because it was under Stalin still. So
Well, was
it
that
would have been
after the
the
war was
Holodomor,
over?
the starvation of the Ukraine.
Ukrainian, yeah.
Holodomor was before the Holocaust?
well,
Before
it's
the
kinda
Holocaust, obviously, but it's like right around the time of World War One, I believe.
I thought it was
Oh.
after. But
I
I
would've-
thought
I
it was-
It's either
I
before,
thought it was
like
close to
right.
World War
I thought it was.
II.
I thought it was in the
right around
20s.
number two.
But in any event,
It's
it
under
doesn't.
Stalin,
doesn't
so
really
it's
matter.
right in and around there.
Belgium's cool as hell though because they're
Even
like
now.
they're below sea level, right? So they have a bunch of dikes that keep the seawater out or whatever to like build them like the most fertile land
Shut
that they
up,
can
Robin.
that they can
Actual
build,
word for it,
right?
Robin.
No.
And so what they did is obviously Belgium gets
Just a
like
funny image.
Belgium
right.
gets destroyed by Germany, right? So they just get like steamrolled. They put up like a super valiant resistance to them and stuff. Because Germany, going into it, Germany was like they just thought they would be able to just like walk through and Belgium would like feed them and stuff. And Belgium's like, no, fuck you guys. We're gonna fight you to the death, and they do. And then when
they
Germany,
win?
No, unfortunately.
Belgium is this big. Germany is this big.
Germany is very large. But what they do is that they blow up these dikes so that the seawater comes in and fucks Germany up, but it like ruins Belgium basically
Yeah.
because it's like the most fertile, nice land, and then it gets covered in seawater. So it's like
It's literally salting the earth.
Exactly. They destroy their own land just to be like, fuck you, Germany. Like, get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Belgians are nuts. They
Belgium's
literally
cool
drink
as hell.
dirt with like poison in it and call it a beer.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is from there.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like that's all you need to know.
His
Look,
last
they have
name
a
is Van
language-
Damme.
they have
That's
a
fucking
language called
dope.
Flemish. Like, what
I
are
know.
you doing?
Yeah.
Why do you want to speak Flemish? And yet
she's Irish.
Yeah, but Jean-Claude Van Damme does
Oh
the
yeah,
splits.
yeah, on Volvo, the Volvo commercial. You're right.
That's why.
I'm saying
Corporate
India's
shell.
Irish. But yeah, no, World War One was crazy. And it all started just because somebody shot the Archduke.
Well, not just because of that.
Well,
I mean, that was the definite. That was the
also
That's
the
what
powder
started because
keg.
catalyst.
yeah, that was the thing that set it off because
Yeah,
Serbia gets
France
invaded
spurred it
by Austro-Hungary. Austro-Hungary fucking sucks, by the way. They are so bad at fighting.
Yeah.
They are terrible.
They're
Russia
bad at,
was where I was at though.
man, like, yeah, you're bad at killing
Sweet
people.
flag.
Also, the other
Shame
thing,
on them.
dude, do you know when Germany was made as a country?
It was like just before the turn of the century. I
It was
think.
like 1871.
Yeah, it was
I
like
did not
Prussia
know that they were
split up.
made so recently, like formed.
Did Prussia
Start
split
recently
into, like,
and then
Czech?
piss everyone
No,
off.
Yeah,
yeah,
for the
they
next
split
100
into
years.
Germany.
Germany
like
has had a
Poland or
rough
something.
tenure as a country.
It's like super weird how the Ottoman Empire still existed like back then too.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Seriously?
Ottoman Turks.
Yeah,
Okay, so tonight I learned that Enya was Irish. But the other day, you may have seen my Facebook status, I learned that Tracy Chapman was black.
You made that status? I didn't know that either.
Who's Tracy Chapman?
She made Fast Car. Fast Cars?
Fast Car.
Fast Car. Yeah. And other songs.
And other songs.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I remember it was like 5 years ago I learned Tracy Chapman was a woman.
Oh,
I was at Alex's house. I remember I was at Alex's house and your mom was playing Fast Car. I was like, I love this song. This guy's super talented. And your mom's like, it's Tracy Chapman. That's a weird name for a dude. It's not a dude. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, like, last week I learned that Tracy Chapman was black. Because I was on Drinkify and I was just searching up random artists, seeing what drinks are for, like, because it makes a drink based off what you're listening to, which is kind of interesting. But Drinkify doesn't actually know when to, like, calm the fuck down, so it'll give you the stupidest drinks. Like, I was listening to Duke Dumont, and it was like, the Duke Dumont, 1 bottle of cranberry juice and 1 bottle of vodka. And I was like, oh my god. Another one, I think the
But
Tracy.
a liter of it.
I think the Tracy Chapman is like a bottle of gin. It's like just drink a bottle of gin. It's like, oh my god. But yeah, then there was because album art shows up on the left, and it was like a picture of Tracy Chapman. I was like, oh my god, how did I not know this? I also learned out there's a rapper just called Maddie because I searched my own name.
Yeah,
And-
Matty B.
raps.
Yeah.
No, literally his name's just Maddie, and he's like this big Native American dude, and his album's called like "Oh, that," or something. It's just Maddie. He's just like this fat Native American dude just being like, "I'm Maddie." It was really weird. It's my future.
I'm Maddie. I'm used to hanging around with engineers, so Maddie's just materials engineering.
Oh,
What? What?
Maddie is just like the short.
materials engineering.
Oh, I see. That's
Yo,
dumb.
like PhD level materials engineering stuff is crazy. My friend's doing it, and she's like specialized in metallurgy. It's a fucking crazy shit. Like she just makes metal in a petri dish.
She's an alchemist. That's cool.
Yeah. What?
Swords?
No, she's an engineer, not a
Can't make
blacksmith.
swords?
Swords?
What?
Swords.
Why would you go into that if you can't make swords?
I don't know.
The only
She
reason
just
I went
fucking-
into music is to make
Yeah.
swords.
Yeah, what else is metal used for?
Like
really?
her dissertation is crazy. She's like trying to create a new alloy.
Into
Yeah.
music,
Wow.
For
into
dissertation.
music, so you can make
Shit.
metal, so
Like
you can make
ridiculous.
swords.
Yeah,
Who put
yeah.
gold and silver together? Tell her to do that.
And then put
Yeah,
it on a
then make a
Sunday,
sword.
Yeah.
and it'll be $1,000 Sunday. We talked about it exists.
Or like neon and
Neon's not
and
Neon is a noble gas that doesn't react to anything.
argon. Put those two together.
Those are
They will do not. They'll just be like,
Make-
yo, what's up?
Make a
Shit.
metal. Make a cool metal out of
No,
that.
just like chill. Just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're both gases.
what about like
Alright.
neon and like phosphorus? That'd be
Neon
cool.
won't do anything.
That'd be
It's
like
a noble gas.
That'd be like
Neon
glowy.
doesn't react.
It doesn't react. It's a noble gas.
No, that's why you gotta make it react.
Neon's chill.
Neon's
Can you
very,
make a
very
noble
common.
gas react?
No.
Well,
I mean,
not
you can.
yet.
You have to
That's
do
why
it.
she's gotta figure out
You have to
how.
try really hard, though.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, be up in his
Gotta
face,
really
yo.
provoke
Yo.
that.
He's like,
You
yo,
think you're noble? I'm more nobler than thou. Whether 'tis nobler to suffer slings and arrows of misfortune.
Okay, so
Go back to the poetry,
Shakespeare, baby.
I was gonna say we can end anytime. We're like totally over.
Yeah, we're way over.
Okay,
it.
bye.
Bye.
Hey!
Wait.
Hold on, kitten pour it on it.
Just
Oh,
throw,
you like
just throw the
that?
rest of the pops in there.
I'll just run and go grab my hose, and you can just be like,
Yeah.
all right, so that'll wrap up the podcast. Then we'll just like be chill, and just be like, and then it'll
Yeah, we all
it'll
have to, we all
fade
have to like
itself to
not
black,
react.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, we
I'll
all
just
have
be
to be
quiet.
just like sitting here, not
do that.
reacting, just like chill.
Noble
You
gas
just wasted a piece
style.
of wood, though. Like, you literally just threw that on the
Yo,
floor.
it'll burn.
Krypton.
Well, it's not like wood is a resource that's dwindling or anything.
Oh yeah, podcast back. Does anybody want to shout anything out right now?
Tide detergent.
Tide detergent?
Very important.
I saw you had that tweet about Ty.
Oh yeah.
I was killing time at work. I'm like, I haven't tweeted in a while. Let's tweet.
Shout out to Tide, Tide out to
Tide.
shout.
Yeah, Tide up the show.
Shout out to the Amazonian box turtle. Being the realist.
Yo,
You're the
shout
only one
out
that
to
gets that
Fire. Fucking burning, man. Keeping it burnt.
Shout out to Connor putting Alex one on blast.
Please
That
don't
was
pour
amazing.
water on any of the electronics or knock any of them over, Luke.
I'm going to shout out Hardcore History, and you should turn off this podcast forever and go listen to that one
I'm
instead.
gonna shout out chess
Way
real quick
cooler.
one more time. Play
Chess?
more chess, guys.
Shout out
Yeah,
Chess
is
House.
good.
Our chest
Chess House should be a thing.
Yeah, good.
I'm gonna start recording Chess House shows, I think, and like putting in clips and just being like, "This is what happened at chess this time."
Shout out to the Slav defense.
All right, so let's now
Shout out to
do
machine
wrap-ups.
guns.
And it'll be edited so that we, like this didn't happen.
Okay, anyone
Okay.
have any wrap ups?
We just chilling.
No, I'm good.
Peace.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up our annual Campfire podcast. Well, I shouldn't say annual. We don't want to commit to this.
Every end
Yeah.
of the August.
All right, well, I guess that's enough of that.
So back
We
to
missed
school time.
last year, so
So, yeah,
And
exactly.
the
So
before
First
that.
annual.
First annual.
maybe.
Alright.
Come on, we gotta keep
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Ah!
We were supposed to be quiet, Alex.
I'm getting sprayed with water. Getting sprayed with water.